Be 100% transparent. I love the discount prices.
And I'm back.
Their workmanship.
I like that.
Yep.
If
Man,
not
I don't know
better
what
than
happened. It
anybody else
just
out
blinked
there. But it's at a
completely.
discount price.
Yeah, that was weird.
I've told this to people before. If you did know what happened, you wouldn't be doing this for a living.
Yeah.
Or you can call them, of course. But you can
Okay,
send them
so
a video of
he
what
can
you
do
have
those.
going on
Is
in
he
your
going to do
bathroom
those
right now.
too?
Yep.
Or
Certain
okay,
questions, then they'll turn around and give you a price right over the phone, an estimate over the phone. If you think it's too high to get that bathroom redone, you're probably wrong. Go to discountbath.com. That's discountbath.com. Let's talk being a landlord, but yet you have no idea what you're doing. That's where Barry Miller steps in. He knows the right areas in the country to find the right house, a house that's turnkey, ready for you to purchase and rent out so you cash flow for a couple years. Then you put it up for sale, and because it's the right area, you make the big bucks. We have listeners making 40 to 50% annual returns with Barry. Check him out at VesteraTurnkey.com.
Crime is already skyrocketing.
Thank you, Mark. I my broadband went completely out for like 30 seconds.
But you didn't do anything.
No, hey,
He did
look,
not. I
hey,
watched him.
See? Hey, I got witnesses here.
Touch shit.
We're sitting here. I didn't touch shit. Anyway, it was a 30-second blackout of the internet.
Bo was probably downloading porn.
I had like 15 comebacks for what he just said, but I won't.
Okay.
Now, tell Mike he's got to hang on. We have answers for him, but I need to take John when I come back, and then we'll go back to Mike.
I got to tell everybody listening on YouTube something.
Yeah, not about me.
Right.
These better good brands from fucking Walmart
Yeah?
are better than any high-end brand I've ever
What are they
fucking
called,
eaten.
Martin?
I don't care, from barbecue sauce to anything. They are fucking exceptional.
What is he talking
I
about?
don't know. What is it? A cookie?
Yeah, what are you
They
talking
have a new brand called Better Goods.
Better
And
Goods.
I mean, they put a lot of money into it. A lot.
But Mark, what are you-
It doesn't
is it-
matter. Like a barbecue sauce
Oh, okay.
tastes better than a $10 bottle of barbecue sauce.
Better good.
Better Goods. So is that taking the place of Kirkland?
Right now, I'm
Yeah.
eating a nut bar.
Yeah, is that the same as
Kirkland
Kirk?
wasn't King's.
Do they still have Kirkland?
Wasn't,
That's Costco.
Oh, that's
No, this
Costco.
is very high end. This is way higher end than the other stuff, but the price is unbelievable.
And what did he say? It was Costco?
I'll
Costco's
give you an idea.
Yeah.
They
Is
got frozen pizzas that are like chicken with Alfredo sauce, a thin crust. It's unbelievable.
Well, what are you eating now?
I can't believe I'm stuffing my mouth with
God.
a fucking nut bar right now, and I can't believe it tastes better than a Kind bar times 2.
It-
What is a kind bar?
And
A
half
Kind
the
bar.
price.
They're
I'll
famous
I'll
bars.
fill her in.
You need to chase that
Like I
down,
say, I was
Mark.
shocked what
This
she
is
doesn't
way
know.
better than a Kind bar, especially if you like pistachios, and I love pistachios.
We know Mark likes nuts in his mouth.
Yep,
Oh,
he does.
fuck, I was asking for that.
All right, stand by. Stop blowing stuff.
I'm sorry.
Jeez.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. This hour brought to you by waterpros.net. Paul the Waterman, I'm telling you what, he has great water systems, from softening to whole house filters to reverse osmosis at the kitchen sink. And I'm going to tell you something. The most expensive thing you can get for most cases is only $6,000 for everything, the whole house, everything. That takes care of everything. Plumbers would charge 15 or more, 15 grand or more. But just reverse osmosis kitchen sink, we're talking $1,100 fully installed. You will never get better systems for better prices than waterpros.net. 303-862-5554. I want to go to John Fuller, our personal injury expert, and I will give hold your applause. I'm going to wait till he's done, then I'll give out his contact information, because he always does free initial consultations and then a percentage fee basis, and you get a cell phone, and he's a very personalized kind of approach to law. Hey, John, we've heard of the infamous McDonald's hot coffee case. I'm not sure about that case in reality, but over the years, we've had people call plus. Danny is literally on his way to urgent care right now. He said they handed him a cup of coffee at Burger King, and he went to put it in the cup holder, and the top was not affixed because the cup was crimped on one side, so the lid did not seal, and it popped open and burned his hand. John, is there liability in case? I know we hear about these things on the internet and social media, but is there liability if the guy handed hot coffee to him and the lid was not sealed because the cup was defective?
There might be. There might be. It would be considered defective packaging or something along those lines. The problem is going to be proving it. And then the secondary problem is that even if you can prove that the lid was defective, do you have the ability to prove what the temperature of the coffee was? Ultimately, these restaurants and stuff have their coffee equipment set to maintain a certain temperature. And the lesson we learned after the McDonald's case, and really the gist of McDonald's was that they believed, based upon their research, that their customers preferred their coffee to be at somewhere between 180 and 190 degrees, which was quite high enough to cause third-degree burns if it touched your skin. So as a result of the McDonald's litigation, most people that sell coffee keep it at a temperature of down around the 140 to 150 range, which is considered quite a bit safer and less likely to produce burns of that nature. So you've kind of got two issues. Was it defective packaging? Almost certainly. And then number two, was it hot enough to actually burn you and do damage? And did you suffer enough damages to justify the cost
Yes,
and
of course.
of the litigation?
Okay, now the cup, he said, was crimped, not the cover, but the cup itself, which caused the cover not to seal. Right, and then wouldn't the emergency room notes and stuff, if they noted, let's say, third-degree burns, wouldn't that be enough to conclude that the coffee was too hot or not?
It's probably a good step in the right direction. But that, of course, can be countered if they have temperature logs or anything else, and their machines are later proven to be set at a temperature. And trust me, many of these restaurants don't leave it up to their wonder clerks to set the temperature. Their devices are already pre-programmed to maintain a certain temperature. So this is something that throughout the course of discovery, you would get into the logs and the actual testing of the machine. And that's why I say that it would have to be pretty significant damages, because there's a lot of expense in hiring experts and having these.
We're talking about more. We're talking about more than just a trip to the ER or urgent care, and more than just a day of pain. But it would have to be.
And if they're not, John, correct me if I'm wrong, but if they're not third-degree burns, I mean, second degree, you're talking 1 to 3 weeks to fully heal. First degree, my goodness, in 3 days you might not know it ever happened. I mean, it would have to be really bad to have any damages, right?
Right. And I mean, to bring back the famous McDonald's case, that older customer suffered third-degree burns in her lap and her groin and stuff, and they were horrendous. I mean, really, really, really bad injuries. I've seen photographs.
She was partially at fault, though, if I recall, because she opened the lid and spilled it to put in creamer.
Yeah, I think the issue on that one was just the temperature that they served the coffee at, and then it was so much higher than it actually needed to be, based upon their perceived need to keep it that hot to make their customers happy.
Okay. So anyway, most likely, Danny, if you're still listening on your way to urgent care, most likely you're not going to have the damages that rise to the level of a personal injury claim, where an attorney would take it on contingency, most likely, unless you have major injury.
Well, we hope.
Yeah, that's right. Let's wait. Let us know what happens after urgent care. And John Fuller, 303 597-4500. Like we said, he'll talk to you always about your case with free legal advice. Then he gives you a cell phone number. You can always be in touch with him if you're a client. And that's the real deal. 303-597-4500. Back to Mike. Mike, I need to ask some basic questions about this sewer backup. Do you, in general, have sewer backup coverage? In general, go ahead.
Well, we have dwelling coverage, which covers catastrophic events above grade, and we also have. But
some specifically exclude sewer backups or water, and I just need to know, just before we go on, and I'll let you finish. But is sewer backup excluded, or is it part of your coverage?
Part of the coverage.
Okay, now continue with your story. You said the adjuster said, "Hey, no problem."
Yeah. So, and in regards to your equity question, it does have something to do with the depreciation of your home, how old it is, the value of your home, and what we owe. And so, if you're a person that just bought a house and you have a full mortgage on it, it could be an issue. But for us, that seemed to have no bearing on things being covered under the dwelling portion of our coverage, which does include.
I still don't get it. You're saying people that have more equity have different coverage?
For this particular case, if you have plenty of equity to cover the damages, that's what they told me. But that part of it is kind of not as
now
important.
The plumber happened to be there at the same time the adjuster was there, right?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
That's correct.
Let me let you finish, and then we'll ask our questions because we're a bit confused. But okay, so the adjuster said no problem. The plumber was there telling him what had to be done. Okay, go ahead.
Yep. Yeah, and so my wife was there, and so I then spoke to the same adjuster on the phone a week later, just to kind of catch up because I was actually in the hospital when this was all happening. But I was back, and I said, "Hey, I'm going to take over this. I'm familiar with the things. I've done construction in the past. So he said, "Oh yeah, don't worry about it." He basically reiterated the same thing.
Yeah.
And so we're like, "Oh great, we get all that." And so then we get the plumber to send the estimate of the work, which describes everything he's going to do: dig up the slab, find the issue, repair it.
Right.
We sent it over to the adjuster on the 9th of January. So we're like, "Oh, this is good." He's just going to add it to the initial estimate. On the 27th of January, my wife called to just give him one more supplement from the plumber, and the adjuster says on the phone, "Oh, we're not covering any of that. That's called wear and tear." So now all blank,
Well, hold on, Mike.
Like,
when you said they're not covering any of it, you mean the entire peril is excluded, or are they saying part of the repair?
Just the plumbing repair under the slab was not going to be covered.
Typically, I got to say this, and this is why I was getting confused. It really doesn't matter what insurance you have. I mean, if you had line coverage or something, that's different. But they would cover whatever damage got backed up into your basement or into the floor.
Right.
But they would never repair the sewer line itself.
That's exactly right. They don't pay, and that's any insurance. So they would pay for all of the damages, but they would not pay for the slab being dug up and the line being repaired. That would not be part of your coverage.
And I completely agree with that aspect of it. When you look through your coverages, all of this, jargon.
Okay,
is
so
in there.
what part are you calling about then? If you agree with that, go ahead.
Well, I'm agreeing with that it is not covered, but what I'm disagreeing with is this adjuster telling us after the plumber said we're going to dig up the slab. He said, "Oh, no problem. We'll just add it as a supplement." So he says that to him and my wife and the plumber.
Yeah, but that doesn't make it so. I mean, he misspoke, but that doesn't create that didn't create a contract.
Well, no, I understand that. We started the work based on what he told us. So the plumber.
But you would have done it anyway. It doesn't matter what he said. If the slab had to be dug up to fix it, you would have done it anyway. It's too bad that the adjuster misspoke, but that doesn't increase your damage. Your damage was what it was, no matter what. And no matter what, you would have dug up the slab. To say, well, we dug up the slab based on what he said. No, you didn't. You dug up the slab because you had to put your house back together.
Well, so I appreciate that. However, this was pervasive under the slab. Had we known it was not going to be covered when he told us that it was, we would have chosen just to do the portion of the house, which was 1/3 of what we what the plumber did. We would have chosen a different route.
Okay.
We don't have a lot of money.
Okay,
we would
Mike.
have paid like
Now I
$2,000
understand.
instead of
Now I
$25,000.
understand.
Yeah.
I'm going to recap this very simply. Based on what the adjuster said, you did more repairs than you authorized more repairs than you would have normally done. Therefore, you feel that the adjuster, speaking out of school, cost you a lot of money.
Yes, and so it's one of these things. I spoke to the.
It's not a he said, she said. Even if the adjuster admits he said that, the adjuster could say, well, I was saying no problem with the coverage of what he's covered for. I didn't mean this, or this. Now, that's where it's going to be, what did he mean by what he said? I don't think it's going to be hard to prove he said no problem, but what was he saying no problem? And then, Mike, the other question is, did he create a contract? Did you trust the word? Was it negligent entrustment? Was it something that he said that or that you were detrimental reliance? You relied on something to your detriment. I don't know if it rises to that level. I mean, we always hear about stuff like this, but did that adjuster actually create a covenant there where he should have covered it, and by not covering it, therefore I would not have done this? It's going to be too hard to prove, I think.
I think the other thing you're up against is most insurance companies. I mean, they're written contracts, and the policy states, I'm sure, that the coverage is determined by written terms only, not a verbal assurance from some rep.
That is true.
Yeah.
The only thing I can say to this is that when I spoke to the manager, who's worked there for 20 years, and it comes highly, recommended that she's really good, which is true. I said to her, well, if I could prove, she goes, he never said it in writing. I said, no, he didn't. I said, but if I could prove that he said it, because I had the licensed contractor there, it was like a.
Well, keep going. If you could prove he said it, what did they say they would do?
She said I would cover it.
No, that's not true. Who said that? That's another verbal promise. Who told you that?
The manager.
What manager? The adjustment manager?
Yeah, the adjuster's manager. I do think I have that in writing, that it would be covered.
Okay. Then here's how much extra. How much is this entire fiasco costing total? How much?
Yes.
How much?
The uncovered.
No, I'm not asking for that. I'm asking for the entire
$25,000.
How much for the entire thing?
Well, the above grade stuff is covered. There's no issue with that.
Please tell me the entire amount of everything, covered and uncovered. What is the total?
Covered and uncovered. About $45,000, and that's without the new supplements coming in, now, which will be covered.
Now, $45,000
is.
I'm trying to figure out. If you would just answer what I asked, it's a total of 45, and how much of that is being covered?
Just subtract 25 from that.
Okay, so 25 is being covered.
No, would be, what was that? 45 minus 25.
Okay, no, I got it. You don't have to do the math. I get it. Okay, so 25 is not being covered.
Correct.
Okay, gotcha. So now where does it stand?
20 is not being covered.
Right. Yeah, right. Because he said so 20 is not being covered. What I want to know is this, okay? What are they saying? What's the latest you've heard?
The manager basically just said, hey, if you can prove this, just send it. We'll put it under a review. We have to review all changes. And I guess the call didn't end very well.
You know what? I want to call Compass Insurance Group. I really do. I want to call Compass, our insurance expert, or maybe even Matt at Paragon Services. But let's try, if we can get Brian on from Compass Insurance. I want to get his take on this, because I think you're going to run across the problem of these verbal promises. And as Mark said, Every policy in the world says this is your policy, this is your coverage, and not to rely on anything verbal. Now you have two verbal things you're relying on. One, that he said in front of the adjuster, no problem, we'll cover it under a supplement. And now you have a manager saying, we will cover it if you can prove he said it. Now, I've never even heard of someone saying that. So in other words, what that manager is saying is you can supplement all of your coverage by simply an adjuster saying so. I don't think that's right. Let's get Brian Burns on. We have to take this break. More coming right up.
Thank you.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver. Denver's talk station. An iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human. Now, impact traffic.
And we have a second closure due to rock scaling there at the Veteran Memorial Tunnels into the foothills on I-70. Right now it is starting to back up rather quickly. I think this will last probably for at least another 10, maybe 15 minutes. No traffic getting through at all. 225, if you're heading southbound on the ramp to northbound 25, it looks like a stall that's hanging up that ramp, which is actually backing up traffic past Yosemite. Definite delays there trying to make that transition southbound 225 to northbound 25. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
This report is sponsored by the Brooke and Jeffrey Second Date Podcast.
Your date laughed. The food was great, and then nothing. Ghosted. Vanished. Witness protection?
Oh,
perhaps?
maybe.
Yeah. We'll call them and get answers you may not want to hear.
Yeah, it's Brooke and Jeffrey's Second Date Update on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Fix It 24/7 for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. The name says it all. Fix It 24/7. They want to fix instead of replacing. That's why they offer this refurbishment for your furnace for $39. First and foremost, they want to be your company if anything goes wrong with your furnace in the future. So, as an introductory offer to new customers, they're doing an extreme clean, tune, and check. Why do I say extreme? Because they take your furnace apart. They clean every nook and cranny and put it all back together with a tune and check. And this is their furnace refurbishment, just $39 for new customers. Give them a call, 720-526-3939, or book online, fixmyhome.com.
Yep.
This is way...
Okay, I love the stories, but I just need you to get to the nitty gritty of what you're calling Tom about today. Okay, you've got an issue with the contractor. What's your first name? Betty. Okay, Betty, hang on for me, and Tom is going to be right with you, okay? Just be patient. All right. Thank you.
Do you believe that she said, if you can prove it, we'll pay for it?
Just put it in writing that he'll get the job.
Well, but he already did the job.
It's already completed.
Oh, God. Yes, we're done with him. I got Brian. Shit. God, I can't even remember the experts. It's what happens when you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Tell you, that is one hell of an issue here. I want to come right out with Brian Burns.
We're proud of you.
Yeah. I got backed up here
The
like
fact
an
that
old
you're
man.
sharing with us that
Like
you're
an old
coming
man
out.
not eating enough fiber.
Oh, I was just proud that you're coming out to us
I
with
got-
By
Brian
the
Burns.
way, Matt from Paragon is not available
Okay.
until
Then
probably
Brian's
11:15.
fine. Brian's fine. I think we'll get what we want here.
Yeah, but no, there's another call from yesterday.
Yes.
That we're gonna get back on.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
At 11:15.
Right. And you know who that call turned out to be?
What?
Do you know who that was on the line yesterday, Shannon?
You.
Chris
No.
Ollinger.
Yeah.
When? Oh, afternoon?
Yeah, yesterday.
So I wasn't here?
No, Dragon was there.
Got you. Did she have a problem getting wine stains out of her carpet? What's going on?
God.
What?
It was coverage on a loss assessment.
Oh, okay. Big fan of hers. You know, she could have and probably should have fired me in 2008, but nope. God damn her, I'm still here. Just like I said to Lee Larson at the 100-year party for KOA. God damn you, Lee. Why didn't you fire me, you bastard? I know. Oh, did you mean me? It's possible that Mark is disconnected, but
It
I'll
is?
let you know if it is. Yep. Stand by.
.com.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. I want to go to Compass Insurance, Brian Burns. Brian, we've heard this.
Yes.
We've heard cases like this. Okay, they had a sewer backup, major sewer backup, and the insurance company is paying for all of the damage the backup caused, but they're not paying for the repair, which includes tearing up the slab. And that's really expensive, but that's pretty common, right, Brian?
Yeah, that's the norm. The only time you ever see like the actual pipe being covered is usually a coverage called service line, and it's really just between the street and the house. It's not what is
and by the way, even with sewer line coverage, which by the way I'd never recommend, it's not worth it. They won't cover the slab. Here's the thing: he claims the adjuster said when the plumber said we have to do this, this, and this, and we have to tear up the slab and we have to do the repair. He claims the adjuster said no problem. So he says as a result of that, he authorized the repair. He said he would have never done such an extensive repair had the insurance say, well, we only cover this. He said he would have never, Now, in other words, he's insinuating a detrimental reliance. He relied on what the guy said and now has out-of-pocket costs. He further claims that the adjuster manager says that if he can prove the adjuster said it, then they'll cover it. Have you ever heard of such a thing ever?
I have even gotten involved in a case and pushed this before, the whole, the whole idea of detrimental reliance. But he would have to have something that like explicitly states like the adjuster told him or authorized.
Well, the plumber was
something.
there. The plumber was there and heard it. So if the plumber and the homeowner both say, hey, listen, your adjuster said this, would that be enough proof for them?
I think you would need something in writing because in general, courts are going to say that the coverage is determined by the policy, not a conversation. But if you have something where like an approved estimate from the adjuster that shows the tear up, then I think you have some teeth to push on the detrimental reliance. But just a conversation, obviously the plumber's going to side with the, he's doing the work. I don't know. I don't think that's going to be enough.
All right, I get you, bro. I get you. You're saying what I thought. By the way, free insurance checkups. Find out what coverage you have. If you're not paying too much, if you don't have enough coverage, maybe a high deductible snuck in. It's a free insurance checkup. Honest to God, really worth it. 303-996-9000, 996-9000. Here's what I want to know, Mike. Is the plumber willing to sign an affidavit of any kind?
He is, but I will also say he wrote up how much money it would cost to do all these repairs, and we sent it over before the work started, and we had never heard back from the adjuster. I called the adjuster after that estimate was sent a week later, and he said the same thing to me on the phone. Now, I can't prove that because it's just me. So we started the work. Then now here we are. But I will
now,
tell you,
does the plumber say?
Country companies. Oh, go ahead.
Does the plumber say there would have been a cheaper way to do it?
Yeah. Well, yes. In hindsight, he said you could have just done the area where your main toilet is and your kitchen.
How much more did it cost you? How much more did it cost you relying on this?
It would have been a quarter more than the 25. A quarter less. I mean, 3/4 less.
How much money would you have saved if you did the lesser repair?
I would estimate 15 to 18 because
Okay.
the original
All right.
estimate is 25.
Gotcha.
Now, I did call the country company's escalation unit yesterday.
Yeah.
And this gentleman said, well, he goes, we've heard of this. This would be called, if you get a statement and affidavit.
Detrimental reliance is what it's called.
He's calling it the payment.
We got to take this break. I'm really sorry, people. I got backed up on breaks, but this is an important issue, and I don't think it's going to be covered. But this is a really important issue. Hang on for more coming up. Listen, you're going to have to ask Betty to please let us call her back after the break because I know she won't hold.
traffic.
Nobody holds anymore.
Yeah, we have a second closure.
So
Nobody hits the clock anymore.
no, shut up. I know that.
I-70.
But please do me that favor.
Quickly,
She's looking on Betty right now.
Call her back.
Maybe 15 minutes. No traffic getting through at all. 225, if you're heading southbound on the ramp to northbound 25, it looks like a stall that's hanging up that ramp, which is actually backing up traffic past Yosemite. Definite delays there trying to make that transition southbound 225 to northbound 25. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
This report is sponsored by the Our American Stories podcast.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. On our next episode, we'll share the story of the most underrated president in American history. We're talking about James Polk. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
Hey, you're not going to want to miss the specials from Gravina's. Why are they special? I'll tell you why. They have 50 lines of windows. Never just one choice. 50 different lines of windows, plus multiple lines of siding and doors. So if you're looking to upgrade and to beautify your home with low or no maintenance, Gravinas.com, 303 Gravina, 950 West Evans, more than 60 years of the family name being honored. Gravina, 303 Gravina. Red Rock's Roof and Solar is now Alliance Roof and Solar. Now, they've changed their name with their business because they're now doing commercial solar systems because that's where all the government incentives are. Yes, if you have a commercial system, the government will pay for most of it with incentives. Then you can make positive cash flow selling to end users. To find out more, if you're a small business owner, agribusiness, home-based business, warehouse, whatever, 303 704 2449, 303 704 2449, redrocksrs.com.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm going to stick to the clock from now on, or I will give you $1,000. No, Don, no, take that back. Take that back. I'll give you $10.
Send me $1,000. I'll make sure your
I'll give you $10.
Give her 1,000, she'll do something to your clock, but it doesn't have an L in it.
You know, you're a disgusting person.
Hey!
Yes, you are.
Miracle I can spell.
You are a disgusting person.
No, I just can't spell. I made a mistake on some photo of a woman I had to post online for the station, and I know it should.
Listen, I'm going to tell you something. We had a teleprompter one time, and I was reading online, and I was reading, and I was in a hurry, and it was talking about a tragedy that affects. No, listen, or some kind of something that affected countless women, and we left out the O.
No, you didn't.
Yes. True story, really true story.
That's about the piss pass and cunt contest. The kick pass and punt contest. Ah, son of a. That actually happened.
Yeah, but mine actually happened too.
I know. I'm not saying that it didn't. That wasn't a. I'm not trying. Your story is. You know, I got to sit here and listen to Kelly's stories all day long, and I get worn out. Yours are good.
You're going to hear more this afternoon.
Not with your head out the window. I'm going to be riding her home later. I said to her, you know, Kelly, there's a lot of open fields between here and your house, so just please stop bothering me. The partially decomposed body of the mother of two was found.
I don't know of any account that does that. No policy states.
Never get sideways with Adam. Make it your fault.
Shannon is a disgusting human.
Is my mom online typing something?
Are you trying to get him to do a countersuit?
No, oh my God, I don't. Oh, that would never. It's a great spot. Triple J Armory about getting a loved one a gun for Valentine's Day.
Come on, it doesn't say that.
No, it does. It says flowers barely last a week, a gun lasts forever.
I love it.
Yeah, that's true. All right, back to you, more of you. Stand by.
NFL to dive in.
I'm Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. Okay, so what are we going to do about this? This plumbing issue, Mike, here's what we can do. We can call the people for you. You have proof. So why don't you just go and get it paid for? She said she would pay if you have proof, and you have that plumber. So why don't you just get it paid?
Yes, we paid the plumber already.
No, I'm asking you, why not get reimbursed? She said if you could prove the adjuster said it, we would pay it. Why don't you just take her at her word?
I will try that. And their escalation department said they never turned down a new review and that this would fall under contractual payment as we acted on bad advice. That's what their escalation unit said.
That's great. I'm glad. That's if they said you acted on bad advice and they admit that, then you're golden. I mean, why aren't they reimbursing you? If you all agree that you acted on bad advice, why don't they just pay you then?
Well, I agree, but I mean, it's
why aren't they paying you?
Documentation, I guess.
What reason do they have not to pay? Okay, I'm going to ask you again. What reason are they officially giving you for not paying for it?
That the manager said it falls under contractual agreement that wear and tear is not covered, and there's no proof that this person said that this.
Get an affidavit from the plumber saying he was present when this was said. I mean, what the hell? I mean, the plumber's going to say it was said, and then get back to us, Mike. I mean, that's really what you need to do. It sounds to me like they're willing to pay, which amazes me.
Like that.
I don't think they're ever going to pay, but
well, if you get David, that should be easy from the plumber.
Hey, Tom. Tom?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I said Tom.
Yes?
To me.
Do you want to give this to Bo since it's an HVAC?
What?
You're talking about first he has to get the affidavit from the plumber and then go to his insurance company. There's no reason to give it to anybody right now. Man. I can't even believe truly that they're even
balking about it.
Yeah, that they're even considering paying it. I can't believe that they would even consider it.
Well, he needs to get that affidavit.
The fact that they're saying to him, hey, prove he said it, we'll pay it.
That's why I'm going to start wearing a body cam from now on.
There you go.
It's time to recharge my doorbell. I'm going to go get coffee. Do you want anything?
I'm good.
Yeah, we're good.
You want my water food?
How about that? I like it. Kills time. We had reporters on KOA. Hmm? Oh.
Those are so good for baking, though.
What is?
The frozen juice concentrates.
Oh, is Florida getting messed up?
No, Minute Maid is phasing it out. I mean, crap.
That's a nice little
Further
building
proof
where
that
you're
life
at.
only gets worse.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Yeah, yeah.
cool. It's
Never
off
better.
beaten path.
Why would you?
Because life only
I
gets
Is it
worse.
probably
locally
have
owned?
15 frozen juice
I don't think so. I
concentrates
think
in
I write my
my
rent checks
freezer
to like a
right now
California
Well, stock up.
LLC.
that
Oh, that'd be a nice. Is
I
that
only
building
use
full,
for
Dan?
baking.
It
Makes
seems
sense.
pretty. It's had times where it was not, but I think right now it's pretty full.
Yeah, it's a nice building.
But they're brilliant in cakes and breads.
Have you always been there?
No, it's our fourth location actually.
Oh, it is.
Oh yeah, yeah. We were in Capitol Hill at one point. It was over by the Landmark at one point.
Cap Hill.
Yeah.
To get some business down here in Capitol Hill.
Not really. It was all down by because I live down there.
It's not like attorneys get walking traffic. I mean,
We don't. No. It has happened, surprisingly.
Walk in people.
Yeah, like maybe twice.
People maybe you don't want.
Actually, one was a pretty good client. He's just like, I was just walking around the building because my daughter's here for something else. Saw your sign.
Oh.
Really?
Were you over by the cat?
Were you right? Was Mark disconnected?
Yeah, so we were at 11th and Penn.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
For a bit, I thought he was going to reconnect, though.
11th
Yep.
and 10.
Hey, Mark, are you there? Here we go.
Oh my God, are you doing ramen and hot dogs?
Nope. You're half right.
I remember the old Penn garage where you could go down there and at a friend's store, a couple of vehicles there.
Oh,
I think that was like 12th and Penn.
okay.
But real estate got too valuable and they kicked all the
yeah.
people with their cars out and I think made condos or apartments out of it.
That makes sense. A lot of condos down there.
Down where?
At 11th and Penn.
The old Penn garage.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you, condos are pretty bad buys right now. Value.
Yeah, they're not selling. My sister can't sell.
They're going way down in value because of all the insurance and the maintenance and
the HOAs are out of control.
Special assessment.
But it's not the HOA's fault. I mean, the expenses are expenses. It's not like
But
I tell people. It's not like the HOA members are profiting.
But I heard like they've just been, mismanaging.
Yeah.
Keep
Well,
their
what they
heads
do
in the
is they
sand.
keep their payments low because people bitch about high payment.
Yeah.
And then when they comes time for a big repair, they have an assessment.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't beat not Mother Nature, but the economy or finances. If you put off stuff, it's going to cost more.
You can have maintenance costs in a single family.
Most of these places should have higher dues, and then
really?
they wouldn't have the assessments.
Yeah.
But then people don't want the higher dues, and then they bitch about the assessments. But then the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life are people protesting against their HOA. They are the HOA. I mean, you're protesting against yourselves. I mean, what you do? Who are you telling you don't want to pay?
We have a rec district in our pool. I mean, our neighborhood's about 50 years old now, and we have a pool, and it's like time for like major maintenance on the pool. And they're saying that it's like, this has been underinvested in for the entire length of this neighborhood. We got to do we're going to have to do this special assessment. And people were losing their minds. So they had to have a sheriff come and attend to the HOA meeting because they were so worried about violence. Like people were scaring them. So
how much is a pool repair?
Yeah, I mean, it was like going to be like $1,000 each. I mean, it was like not crazy. It's just the pool. It's just the pool.
Yeah.
Ripped off. Bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hello, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. This hour brought to you by the lowest guaranteed price or guaranteed lowest price, GLP, guaranteed lowest price for furnace replacement, guaranteed lowest price, renewhomeinnovations.com, bar none, guaranteed lowest price for water heaters, guaranteed lowest price for air conditioning. They say, you don't believe it? Put them to the test. Here's the number. Put them to the test, 303-904-2000. Guaranteed lowest price, 303-904-2000, renewhomeinnovations.com. Okay, Betty's got an issue with a contractor. Then we also have some questions for our guest today, Dan McKenzie, McKenzie Law. He does wills and estate law, basically, which includes trusts and other things. And Betty, what is going on with you? How can we help you?
Well, I'm not sure, but
okay.
We have a contractor that we've been dealing with for 2 years to fix a prior contractor's mistakes on a roof and porch and deck.
A roof, porch, and deck. Okay. And why is it going on for 2 years?
Well, he's just kind of been stringing us along and intermittently coming out and doing a little bit and meeting with Tony Brooks in Larimer County, who's he's the code compliance inspector. And with
Betty, I want to ask some very basic questions. How do you have a contract?
Yes.
Okay. What is the total amount of the contract to fix the roof? I'm not asking what you paid now. I'm asking what is the price affixed to the roof, porch, and deck?
$35,000, which was, $35,000.
Okay. Now, how much have you actually paid out of pocket right now?
$25,000.
Okay. Now the next question: for the $10,000 remaining, can it be finished?
I don't know. If they come and finish it, they can.
What do they?
I
What
don't know.
is? How much of the job? That's what I'm trying to get a handle on. How much of the job did this contractor do so far?
Well, not much at all, but this was a prior contractor who put stucco on our home.
Well, that's the prior. I'm
And,
talking about the new contractor, the one that said, "Hey, we're going to fix your roof, your porch, and your deck, and we're going to do it for 35 grand." How much of the job did he do so far? Has he finished it yet? Has this guy, let's call him the repair contractor, did the repair contractor finish the job, or do they still have a lot of work to do?
They have almost all of the work.
Oh my
All they
God.
did was
So you paid 25 grand and they hardly did anything?
That's right. But by prior contractor, I mean that he did stucco on our home, and we didn't pay him all for that, but he didn't finish that either after we signed this new contract.
Okay.
So he had almost finished the stucco on our home, and he felt really bad for us because the contractor before that left us high and dry.
I got it.
So he said, look, I'm going to finish this for you. And we trusted him because he had done most of the stucco.
But here's a very basic question, Betty. And this falls under the Contractors Trust Act. This contractor is supposed to have your money that you paid put away for this job. And if he hasn't finished the job and hardly did any of it, just ask for a refund.
We did.
And what did he
He said he
say?
doesn't have it. He said he doesn't have it.
That can be criminal, you know.
But yeah, I know.
Does he say he will finish the job? What does he say? He's got 25 grand of your money.
He keeps promising that he's going to do it, but he doesn't come through. You know, he meets with you, he meets with us on and off all through these last 2 years, like he's going to do it. I gave up on it last fall, and my husband said, I'm done with it, and we went to a lawyer just to ask for advice.
Right. And what did the attorney say? I'm anxious to hear.
Well, the attorney said, sent him a letter and everything, but he said that he looked into him and he doesn't own a home
What the attorney said is there's very little you can do.
Yes. Because we could take him to court, of course.
Yeah, you could get a judgment and then he has no way to pay it.
Right. That's essentially what the attorney said.
What's the name of the contractor?
Diamond Stucco and Remodel.
How did you find Diamond Stucco and Remodel?
I went online and did some research, and I had different people come out for the stucco job, and they really seemed to do a nice job, but they didn't finish it because when they signed this new contract, it's like everything, and different things happened to him. He got knee surgery. They had all these sob stories, but then in the end, when we met them last fall and I was done with it, they said, well, you contacted a lawyer, and I said, well, you have our money.
Exactly. Well, let me ask you, Betty. He keeps saying he's going to do the job. How much? When you say he hardly did anything, I mean, you're talking about for 2 years he's been sitting on your 25 grand. Why did you pay 25 grand if he did not start the job? Why did you pay 25 grand up front? Why?
Well, I thought we had to pay half. And I was.
What do you mean you thought you had to pay half? What does that mean? You thought you had? Did you think there was some law or something?
Well, I thought that was standard. I didn't know what I was doing, Tom,
Okay, got it.
I have a suggestion for Betty.
Yes.
Betty, this is Bo. What you should do now, since your attorney wrote a demand letter, apparently, and you're not getting anything done, you need to go to the district attorney in your county and file a complaint for theft. And they're going to probably tell you it's a civil matter. We had this case a couple of weeks ago where a person was successful in getting criminal charges against his contractor. I think that's your only.
I want you to call him too. I want to hear what this guy has to say.
I'd like to call
Yeah.
Mr. Diamond Stucco and Remodel. This not getting
This is crazy. I mean, I don't blame you for calling us, Betty. We got to get, if nothing else, get the word out about this guy, Diamond Stucco and Remodel. And what's his actual name? The person you're dealing with that had all of these sob stories. What's his name?
Well, it's a father and son, and it's Ed and Alex Duenez. Duenez.
Duenez.
Easy. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And which one have you been dealing with, Ed or Alex?
We've been dealing with both, but lately my husband was just dealing with Ed.
Okay, I want to put you on. I want to put you on hold and get this information to Bo here. I want Bo to call during the show to see what happens. I want to see what this guy has to say. And really, Betty, this could be a criminal thing. It really could be. It could be. You know, we have, for some reason, we have officials here in this state that won't enforce the damn law. The Contractors Trust Act is a good law, but we can't get people to enforce it. I want Bo to talk to this guy. Then I want Bo to lean on the DA because he should be charged with a crime. It's a crime. I don't care what it says. It's not civil. It's a crime. Under the Contractors Trust Act, it's a crime, especially if you spent your money. And he said he doesn't have your money. So people, you have to watch out, man. This is Diamond Stucco and Remodel, Ed and Alex Dunez, and we're going to have Bo call them and see what they have to say. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Frank Duran, the realestateman.com will do an analysis for your home to see what it will sell for. Give you an exact figure. Well, not an exact, but, a ballpark figure that you can take to the bank because Frank has 30 years of experience and he can tell you what that house is worth on the market today with all details and factors considered. It's free of charge, no obligation. So if you're curious, Frank Duran, the realestateman.com, 303-920-1622.
Yep.
Miss Fernandez, what are those tiny things?
Those are called amoebas. You can only see them through a microscope.
Wow. Today's students are tomorrow's great thinkers and innovators. But right now, there's a funding crisis in public schools. Donors Choose is a nonprofit that lets you support students and teachers in your community and beyond. You could provide pencils and paper, help a music class get a guitar,
or even a science project for a classroom like mine.
Learn more at donorschoose.org.
Valentine's Day is coming, and chocolates don't last.
Here you go, listen.
Treat yourself. You deserve a 2011. February 27th through March 1st, it's Staccato Demo Days at Triple J Armory. 3 days to get hands-on with the pistol everyone's talking about. Smooth, flat, built for shooters who expect more. You'll shoot it before you buy it. Staccato Demo Days, February 27th to March 1st in Littleton and Colorado Springs. Triple J Armory. Flowers don't last, but firearms are forever.
Hey, let's talk about fixing up your house with the Art of Granite and K&H Home Solutions. The Art of Granite, I'll tell you, is a great place to get countertops. In fact, you're about 3 or 4 weeks away from brand new countertops right now. That's right. You go to the Art of Granite in Golden, pick out what you want. You buy wholesale materials from the Art of Granite. Wholesale always on countertop materials. And tear out hallways free. Also, they have incentives like free bathroom granite when you have the kitchen done or free edge treatment or free sink. Why don't you call them for the latest deal? 303-386-5919, 386-5919, online, theartofgranite.com. Now, K&H Home Solutions, they've been around 65 years. I've known the 3 owners, the original, Ted, who took over, and now Lee Diamond and his son. They have wonderful, beautiful, maintenance-free products and energy efficient products. And they have things that like home painters. They have everything you need to beautify your home. K&H Home Solutions, including Alpine energy efficient windows. 303-421-7100, a company you can trust. 421-7100, khwindows.com.
Man,
Yay.
Thank you.
Well, yeah.
All right.
Just relax. Golly.
Relax.
Oh, man.
Pancho Villa story.
Pancho and Lefty?
Okay, I want to hear the Pancho Villa story.
Yeah, we're listening.
I want to hear it. Call up and give us the story on the air. Pancho Villa.
¿Dónde estás, Pancho Villa?
Yeah, Pancho Villa.
Bios con queso, my friend. Go with cheese.
Thank you. I see it. I'll call you tomorrow.
Let me get to my questions here. Okay.
So, Dan, are you doing mostly wills or trusts these days?
But well, you do both, right? I mean, if you do a trust, you have to have a will, right? No. If you do, I mean, what? But
Hey, Bo, ask Tom.
Yeah, just mostly
Not a huge, it's probably 60-40.
60-40 wills.
Trusts.
60 trusts, 40% wills.
But all of the trusts have wills too, though. Yeah.
But it's just
But some people may just elect to just have a will only.
You're correct. I don't know if they like it. They just want to pay more.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't take that.
I didn't want to do it.
Of course not.
See, I didn't want to do it. My little sister, Sherry, she has cracked a whip on me.
Yeah.
Your sister does what for a living?
She cracked a whip on me to get a trust instead of a will because I'm a cheapskate.
All right.
But it was needed with all the crap I have. It should make Shannon my administrator.
You.
Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Okay. We want to know who needs a will and who needs a trust. And I'm going to go to the phones too, so let's bring up Pete. But real quick here, Dan, if you had, where do people need a trust in addition to a will? That's one of the questions I have texted to me.
I mean, typically you're using trust planning to try to avoid any court intervention in your affairs. So probate is obviously on people's minds.
And it avoids probate.
If it's, you said at the very beginning of this thing, you got to set up the trust and you got to move the stuff into it. So if you don't move the stuff into it, it's not going to avoid probate.
But if you do have a trust and the assets are in the trust,
correct,
it avoids probate.
Correct.
Okay. So the answer to that is if you want to avoid probate, if you have a very simple estate, you don't need one. And you can go with just a will. Pete, what's going on? You have a question. What's happening, Pete? Workers' comp?
It could be, Tom, and thank you for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
I am a federal employee.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a federal employee who works for the Department of Veterans Affairs.
Okay.
On Friday, a workplace incident involving another VA employee caused me to seek emergency medical care.
What happened to you?
Another employee made a threatening comment that sparked my PTSD, put me in a fight or flight situation to where,
And when you went into this fight or flight due to a comment, man, was it a threatening comment? What kind of a comment was it?
Well, the employee said while handling a pair of scissors, the only thing these are good for are for throwing. So put a little context. This was an employee who was displaced by 2 or 3 other locations. He was put into our office to where he would have the least negative impact on other veterans. So we knew nothing about him. He wasn't someone who normally
Did he
works
say
with
that
us.
in a threatening way? Hey, the only thing these are good for is throwing.
Yes, sir. That's exactly the way I took it and felt it.
And what happened to you? Did you go what happened? Did you go into a rage? What happened?
It was all I could do to control myself, and not attack the individual or not say anything to, threaten my job.
So who told you to go to a doctor?
I did. Because I couldn't control my pulse. My anxiety.
Okay, so you had an anxiety attack and everything. And did you leave immediately to go to the doctor?
Correct. I notified my supervisory chain of command, and I went to the emergency room there at the VA.
Okay.
I'm also not only a VA employee, but I'm also a 100% service-connected disabled veteran.
Okay, and thank you for your service, Pete. But you experienced
Tom.
You experienced anxiety, and it was enough to send you an anxiety attack. I mean, okay. So what is this about now? Or what repercussions? What are you calling about now?
What I need. I'm getting very little information from our human resources department, which I can only connect to through an email group. So what
kind of information are you looking for?
If I can be put into a FMLA status with compensation, or do I need to seek workman's compensation?
Okay. All right.
I don't have enough paid time off to cover what my doctor is recommending I take off.
What did your doctor say? What did your doctor say in urgent care that you should take off?
Yes. So during that emergency room visit, I was given lack of better terms, a note to be off work for a total of 6 days. So Friday and then the 5 days of this work week. So,
hey Pete, it really had that much of an impact, huh? That the statement that you had to take PTSD 6 days off.
Yes, sir. So I deal, without revealing too much, but I deal with customers face to face, and I sit with 4 other employees. So this really triggered my PTSD to where I felt I couldn't, control myself, control my emotions, control my actions. And so in fear of, having an outburst or, some sort of embarrassing experience there in public or at work, went and sought help.
All right. So where do we stand? Did you take the 6 days off of work?
Correct. So where we stand is by midway through tomorrow, I will be in a leave without pay status. So
is that after? So you're in right now. This is the 6 day period we're in right now.
That is correct.
Okay. And they said, hey, Pete, we're not going to pay beyond the 6 days. Is that what they said? And you're going to be absent without pay?
What they're saying is once I use up all of my earned time off, whether it's annual leave or sick leave,
right,
I will be in a non-pay status.
And what are you expecting, though? Isn't that normal that you would be in a non-paid status? Or are you claiming it should be paid because it's still a workers' comp issue?
That's it. I feel that, there should be some sort of compensation for this time off. Or I should be in some sort of compensation status, so I'm getting paid because another employee caused this to happen, which ended me up in the emergency room, which ended up with the recommended time off. in order to seek further treatment.
Okay. So to accurately describe this, because we're going to call an attorney we deal with, and Kachina, it's Cliff Enton Law. Cliff is our go-to guy. He does a lot of unemployment. He does a lot of workers' comp, and he's familiar with federal workers as well. But I want to sum this up. You had a PTSD anxiety attack sparked by someone at work. You went to urgent care. You took off the 6 days they recommended. But after the 6 days, you're going to be on leave without pay, and you feel you should collect pay because this was work related.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's an accurate summary.
All right. Pete, I want to ask you something. When was the last time you had an attack sparked like this?
Over 2 years ago.
Okay. But now there is no way I could ever understand what is going on with you, but you truly feel you need more time. How much time do you feel you need? Because, Pete, there are people probably listening that can't even identify with this. Like, what the hell? You had 6 days off. How much time do you need because someone made a comment? In other words, this comment, does it strike fear in you that something might happen to you? Or are you afraid of losing it on someone else?
Both. So what I am legitimately and honestly looking for is enough paid time off to establish a care. That's like getting appointments set up, meeting with, the PTSD clinic there at the VA, getting appointments lined up with a psychiatrist, at the VA, and getting these things lined up. And I don't know if you know this or have experienced this, or your listeners, but in some specialty cares through the VA, it takes 3 to 6 months for these, to get these appointments. And there is that community care program, but it takes several days.
Are you saying basically you could be off work for a year because of this?
Yes, sir.
Pete?
I am finding this again. You need to know something, Pete. I don't mean any disrespect, and I don't have any clue what you're going through. I have no clue. I don't know what PTSD is, except my doctor says I'm going through a little of it now because of my year of fighting cancer, and now it's all over, and I'm like, what the hell's going to happen now? I mean, but that's nothing like you experienced. Were you in combat?
Sir, I'm also a Purple Heart recipient, so I've had I was wounded in combat.
Okay. See, I have no idea.
I was blown up by an IED.
God.
My first combat tour was in Somalia in '93.
Holy crap.
The last one was in Iraq in 2004, where I spent 13 months in Iraq.
Hold on a second. So you've been in the service a long time. Wow.
I did over 23 years in the Army, sir.
Oh, my God. Okay. What were you going to say, Bo?
Pete, this sounds pretty serious. So you've been emailing back and forth to the HR, Human Resources, and you're not getting anywhere.
Correct.
I just have a suggestion. Why don't you just go over to the HRSC department at the hospital and have a face-to-face conversation and make an appointment directly without going through emails?
Can he just say?
Unfortunately, sir, they don't allow that.
If a doctor, the doctor that
direct office,
you have a primary care doc, I imagine, right?
I do.
But your primary care doc simply recommend that you get paid time off. I mean, under the Family Leave Act.
So that is one of the challenges I'm facing with Human Resources. I am sending direct questions. Is there an option for me to be paid under the Family Medical Leave Act?
I get it. I want you to hang on. Hang on. I want to try to get this attorney on, okay? 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. More coming right up.
Yep.
Wow. Man.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver.
Cliff is not available. Kelly's
Damn it.
working on
Damn it.
I know,
Damn
I
it.
know.
Damn it.
Oh,
we
we've
need
let
some.
this guy
I
down.
need
He
someone.
served our
Really, who can we get to help this guy? I have
Now,
no clue
impact
what
traffic.
to do.
Not, since Richard Simmons passed, I don't know.
Crash involving
No,
a
no,
flatbed
this guy
semi
sounds
southbound
really.
at Thornton
I mean,
Parkway.
he could have
Left
up
2
to a
lanes
year
through
off
block. They
because
just
of this
cleared
event.
those lanes up, which is good, but
The Purple Heart must be scissor related.
we're looking at a pretty solid jam out of North Bend into the Thornton.
God
Parkway area.
almighty, what a
270
major
running just
deal.
A little slow for you. 225 is back to normal after some
Maybe the
earlier problems
doctor's
on that
note
ramp from
would be
southbound.
Yeah,
to
I mean-
northbound.
to just go to
225 and
workman's
I-45.
comp.
Okay,
So
we need
far,
someone,
we're
if
seeing
he's
some
not
jamming
available,
on, I-70 certainly with
we
the
need someone who
rock
knows
scaling.
about
It
the
looks like
Family Leave
they're
Act.
closing
We really
I-70
do.
down once again.
We
With
really
traffic,
do.
Jonathan Steele.
This report is
Katrina, can you
sponsored by
just start
Red Pilled
looking
America.
at, I don't
Why
know,
haven't you
searching on
listened
the
to
internet or
Red Pilled
something? I
America?
mean,
You must have pronouns.
Faith Winter would have known, but she's dead. Hey, stand by.
Red Pilled America. It's a storytelling show
just
for
let's call
patriots.
VA.
Listen to Red Pilled America on the iHeartRadio app. That's Red Pilled
we have
America.
a VA angel. Hey, let's talk about Vestera Turnkey. It's a system for becoming a landlord without the conventional risks and hassles. Here's what they do. They help you buy a property, buy a home to rent out in a promising market that they've researched. Now, what they do is they help you with the management of that property as well, and then the ultimate sale of that property for equity profit. That's what they do. They help you every step of the way. It's like holding your hand. Vestera Turnkey, VESTERRA, VesteraTurnkey.com, or give them a call directly, 303-888-3788, 888-3788.
Awesome.
Okay, what are we doing? You're going to go try to find somebody, Bo? Oh, you're going to work on her? Okay. Hey, Kachina, I don't know what to do, but do we have an angel at VA?
Hold on. I just had a call from a gentleman from
Speed it up.
went to the
Speed it
VA. Hold on. I got to answer.
I'm sorry.
Don't be. We're trying to get someone on from Fiskers.
They're basically saying the only people that can help at the VA are patient advocates.
He's a patient.
But they won't probably go on air because you have to do a one-on-one with the patient. So I have Pete's number. I could try to get Cliff on, but he sounds pretty sick. I'm not sure if that's going to work.
I get no credit for the Fiskers joke?
Sure, Shannon.
Excuse us, which scissors are best to throw?
Tom, did you hear me?
Yeah, I heard you. Yeah.
He's working on something.
Okay.
He's doing something.
Yeah.
He's thinking. He's working the system.
I don't know if Pete has done that yet with patient advocates.
Got to work the problem, people.
But I could try to call, but they're not going to talk to me because of HIPAA.
Well, I understand that part, but they can tell us the procedure. The guy wants family medical leave. That's what it boils down to. He believes he's entitled to family medical leave.
Probably pregnant.
There must be somebody that we can talk to about, in general, what does he do to apply for family medical leave? He says HR is not helping him.
It's a 12-month off work period.
Really? Holy crap.
See, I'm getting some comments that are texting to me that I know there's no sympathy for. I mean, there's a lot of people have no sympathy for this guy. They're saying it's ridiculous that he has to be off a full year because someone made a comment at work. I don't know. I honest to God don't know. I mean, I used to think, I don't know. I mean, what do I know? I just don't know.
No, we know. I mean, but man, Around here, somebody could try to get me pregnant. I wouldn't get 6 hours of paid time off.
He was he was 23 years in the service, was shot.
So is Trump. Nobody gives him any slack.
Technically, the language is such that
Speed it up.
It's very dicey.
Do we have any experts or anyone at VA that can talk to us in general?
Oh God.
I mean, I thought we had a VA angel, somebody who knows about it.
We have unemployment. We have.
And Cliff Enton, damn it, I wish he was around.
He's sick.
Okay.
It's ifs and buts for candy and nuts.
I have this guy's number. I mean, we
might have to call him back. We might have to do some research off the air.
Or just put a deputy on it. This is
let's put somebody... who should we put on this?
Dimitri would probably be good.
That might be a good one. But Deputy Doc would be good too.
One of these days, we're going to send him into a hospital setting, and he's.
All right, why don't you come over here if you look that up for me?
Risk, guaranteed growth at mymoneymyway.com.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So we have a veteran, 23 years of service in wars, battles, shot, PTSD. He had a job or has a job at VA, and he went to VA urgent care recently because someone made a comment at work that sparked his PTSD. And the doc recommended he take 6 days off of work. And he says, listen, I need more care. And I need to know if I am eligible for the Family Medical Leave Act. Can I get time? And he says that his HR department is being difficult to deal with. Now, I have people researching this, by the way, behind the scenes. But I want to ask a couple questions, Pete. Of all places, you actually work at VA. So you should have the answers right there. Are there people... What is HR saying? Are they saying, "Hey, Pete, get over it, get back to work," or what are they saying, Pete?
So the most recent communication in an email that I received is giving me basic answers of if you use all of your
paid time off,
leave or sick leave,
right?
Your paid time off, right? You will be in a leave without pay status,
right?
I'm not getting answers to whether I can use that medical leave in a paid status or not, or they're not answering if or how this could be a workman's compensation related.
That's right. And I'm asking you, did you ask them directly? Did you say to them, wait a minute, I understand that once my PTO is exhausted, I may have to revert to unpaid leave, but aren't I eligible for the family medical leave? Did you ask that straight up?
Yes, sir.
And what did they say about family medical leave in your situation? What did they say about it?
So the response I received was it mentioned nothing of receiving compensation during that, if approved for family medical leave. It only talks about using
paid time off. I want to ask a few questions here. Do you, let's just say you weren't working at VA, you're a disabled veteran, 100%, right? Why are you working at all? That's what I don't understand. Why were you even working if you're getting 100% disability? Did you make extra money? I mean, why were you working? And I just mean that because I don't understand it. I thought you said you were 100% disabled. So why did you have a job to begin with?
So that is the 100% disability rating is only in regards to compensation benefits from the VA. It has no bearing on my actual physical ability to work. So it's completely different from the Social Security disability approval or process there.
Yeah, but what I'm asking is, do you get benefits every month, whether you work or not? Don't you have benefits coming because you spent 23 years in the service?
So I do receive a monthly compensation from the Department of Veterans Affairs for my disability.
Okay.
My actual retirement, because most of my combat tours and active duty service was while I was assigned to the Army National Guard. So I'm not quite 60 years of age yet, so I can't collect that retirement until age 60. So I do need to work in order to be able to, afford to live.
Okay. So the answer is you don't get a monthly benefit beyond the disability benefit, so you can't afford to take that time off. That's why you're asking about the medical leave.
That is correct.
Okay, Bo, what did you find out? Did you look and I know that I know Kachina's looking as well.
Colorado Department of Human Services has section on their website about the Family Leave Act. Pete, you could go on there and fill out some paperwork and maybe make a phone.
Yeah, did you ever try applying for family medical leave directly?
Correct. Yes, I have. So
Go ahead. You met with who?
I met with a mental health provider yesterday.
And
we filled out, there's a Department of Labor form that was completed. Okay. I submitted that early this morning to HR. And so I'm still waiting for that to be approved.
Okay. And who was that with? That was with the state?
No, it has to be with the Office of Professional Management, or OPM, since it's a federal job. And then there's a form that everyone uses, my understanding, from the Department of Labor in regards to the Family Medical Leave Act.
Okay, so Tom?
Yeah.
I do have a little bit of something. I'm on the national website of FMLA.
Yeah.
Pete, you may want to look into this. So basically, one of the eligible following qualifying reasons is a serious health condition that makes the employee unable to perform the functions of his or her job.
Okay.
That's the one you need to look into.
Yes. It's just the question of ability to be compensated or not.
Right. But you haven't
taken,
Right. Because is there a family leave without compensation as well? There's two kinds. There's a paid family leave and an unpaid family leave. I don't know.
I'm not getting any response from HR on if there is a paid family medical leave. I'm only getting responses from them about
your paid time off,
being in an unpaid. Yeah,
get it.
Exactly.
I get it. I get it. All right, Pete, we're going to have to research this, man. We do.
Tom?
Yes.
How about we do a three-way call with Pete with the HR department at the VA?
You want to try it?
I mean, this emailing back and forth just doesn't get the job done. And I think, Pete, if I could get on a three-way call with you and we could be a little pushy about it.
Now, Pete, you did fill out an application yesterday and you haven't heard anything. I mean, that might be the answer, right? You filled out a form. The application you filled out was with the Department of Labor. Was it for family leave?
Correct. It is a Department of Labor form that I had my provider fill out, and I turned into Human Resources for the VA this morning. Correct.
Okay, and it's for family leave. So you might be granted family leave. You don't know that yet. You might be granted it, right?
It could be, but the issue would be is, do I file, or could it be workman's compensation or a workman's comp claim to where I could still have time off but receive compensation
or getting your Social Security disability early. I mean, that's a possibility.
That's a good point, Tom.
I don't really know where this goes.
Never thought of that.
No, but you because if you can't go back to work at all, I don't know why you're not on. I don't know why you're not on Social Security disability to begin with. See, I don't understand your situation, Pete. If you're 100% disabled and you're still working, I don't understand why. So, Bo, let's at least do some searching. He might be eligible for SSDI right now.
It's possible, and we just need to maybe get in contact with the VA. HR.
We just need someone. We need someone to take Pete and figure out what is he eligible for. Whether, so hold on. 303-713-8255.
Yep.
This is a mess.
Now, impact traffic.
Yeah, delays continue up to the north along
Kelly
I-25
just called me
due
and
to a
said
crash
my
involving a
speaker
flatbed
is
semi southbound at
Kelly
Thornton
was
Parkway.
calling me saying,
left
please
two
turn
lanes were
speaker
blocked.
down.
They've just cleared those
Oh,
lanes
okay,
up, which is
yeah,
good, but
shit,
unfortunately
right.
the backup is sitting
I
at
should
about
have
120th
pick up 'cause I
Avenue.
was
We're looking at a
researching.
pretty solid jam out of North Bend into the Thornton Parkway area.
Well, don't turn it down now. We're in the break.
Yeah, I know.
Flies back to normal after some
But I
earlier
have to
problems
take-
on that ramp from
I have to do a
southbound to
spot.
northbound. 225 and I-20.
Yeah, but it's probably you were compounding
Yeah.
Pete's PTSD because he was hearing echoes.
Yeah.
Closing I-70.
Reminded him of his
Yeah.
time in Grenada.
Second Date Podcast.
Your date left.
It was hell on earth, man.
Ghosted. Vanished. Witness protection?
Oh,
perhaps?
maybe.
Yeah. We'll call them and get answers you may not want to hear.
Yeah, it's Brooke and Jeffrey's second date update on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, Great Western Buildings. That is the name of a factory for steel buildings. In fact, one of the few factories around the country that truly are direct to the consumer. So don't fall for the line when a salesman says, oh, yeah, we're direct from the factory. Not unless it's from greatwesternbuildings.com. They do any kind of steel building you want, 100% American steel, guaranteed for life, direct to the consumer in all 50 states. I love these people. They do great work, and they're located right here in Grand Junction, Colorado, by the way. That's greatwesternbuildings.com.
Man, I am happy.
Hey, what?
Thomas.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Check your email. Can you do that right after the show?
Yeah, of course I can. Yeah, I saw it. Mm-hmm. I just don't understand what was wrong with it. I mean, they don't have, I don't know. They can explain when people call. That's the whole idea.
They were getting too many people when they started explaining. They were not liking it.
So
basically, they sign up for the seminar. They get the free tickets. The free tickets are for that day, the 17th only. So they can go early, and then basically they're signed up.
Okay.
And honestly, if they don't go, not like the tickets are going to be taken away.
I'll get that done.
All right, Mark, how about this? Can you do a CMG like now-ish?
Yep.
Hang on.
Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions apply.
CMG Financial, oh Lord, how I love these guys. They are the lender. They are the bank. My friend John Clace over there closed my son on his first house from application to closing in less than 30 days. Not only are they fast, but they're going to have the best rates and the lowest fees. They loan out over $2 billion a month. They are the bank. Reverse mortgages, cash outs to pay off high credit card debt, new purchases, lines of credit. Reach out to John Clace. Go to partnerinlending.com. I promise you, the best. Partnerinlending.com.
Thank you. Boy, that was awesome. And
Well, thank you. It makes you want to run out and get a loan, doesn't it?
Are we down?
A little doggy. No, I was going to play your backup there, and bam, you came out of the smoke like a freaking angel.
I got stuck on
Just
something.
be quiet. Wait, what'd you get stuck on?
Your
I got
mom's
stuck on something.
Really?
A spot. So I get it all done, get it all edited. Instead of hitting play before I put some secret sauce on it,
You hit delete.
I hit record and went over the whole damn thing.
Yeah, but can't you undo it? When I do that, I can actually undo the recording.
I probably could have undone it, but I got pissed off and fucked it all up.
Hey, that is exactly what happened to Rosemary Woods. Anyone? God, please, somebody.
That's over my head.
She's the woman that deleted the 18 minutes of audio on the Nixon Watergate tapes.
Oh, remember, what was her name again? Rosemary Wood?
Rosemary Woods.
Did she really do it, or it was total bullshit?
No, she did it. Oh, I mean, physically she did it, but she took the fall for the missing 18 minutes.
What was apparently on the missing 18?
Oh, probably just the worst Nixon crap ever. Raising $1 million is no problem. All right, sir, take it easy. John Dean in there going, let's pull it back. You're dick.
John Dean.
Calm down.
Dick.
But Rosemary Woods, when she died, God, it must have been like 15 years ago, I joked on the air, they're going to have 18 minutes of silence for her at the ceremony.
Shut up.
18 minutes of silence. All right, you guys are doing great. I'm glad Mark wasn't here for the poor fella and his troubles.
What poor fella?
Oh, it was good.
Who did I miss?
Oh, it was great.
Pete.
What was it, damn it?
Pete, he has scissor PTSD.
Scissor?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's a long story. I don't want to make fun of it either. I do not want to be in that.
Nutshell it. What was it?
I'm barely smiling.
Okay, this
Tom,
veteran.
What was it? Give me the quick version.
The veteran of a disabled veteran who has a job at VA. He has severe PTSD, and a fellow employee said something about the only good thing about these, the only thing good about these scissors for throwing them. And he said that triggered an anxiety attack. He went to urgent care, and the doctor recommended he take sick.
Audible.com.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I'm getting a lot of texts about this caller who is a disabled veteran. He said he was at work. He does work. He's 100% service disabled, 23 years in the service, a couple wars, a Purple Heart, injured. He's in bad shape, he said, as a result of this anxiety attack he had. What happened was he was at work, and one of the employees said, the only good thing for these scissors are good for is throwing them. He said when he heard the employee say that, it sparked an anxiety attack. He went to urgent care, and the doctor there recommended he take 6 days off of work. Now he's in that 6 days, and he went to HR saying, I need more time off. They said, you can have all of your paid time off, but after that, you will be absent without pay. And he wants to know, can he get more time being compensated since it was work-related, and possibly it's a workers' comp claim. And I do believe it might be a workers' comp claim, but it's a different kind of workers' comp. It's federal. It's really weird, but in any case, our attorney who specializes in that we can't get a hold of today, Cliff Enton. But in any case, the PTSD claim, he is saying he may need up to a year off of work because of this comment and the reaction he had to it. Now, again, I'm not going to read the mean comments, okay? Because I have no idea what's going on in this guy's head or in his life, or what he's been through in the service for 23 years, 2 wars, being shot up, getting a Purple Heart. I really don't know. Does it sound weird to me? At first I thought, my God, somebody made a comment at work and you need a year off of work? But then he said it's for counseling and for workshops and all that stuff. So I don't want to put words in his mouth, but the bottom line is this. We're trying to figure out what paid time off he can get. Some people are texting me saying family leave does not give you compensation. They just let you take off. Others are saying it's a workers' compensation thing and he can get paid. So we're researching all of this. I have Deputy Bo on it right now. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
Thank you. Don't quote me on that. But hang on for me, okay? Okay. Oh, God.
Colorado's family.
What's that?
Colorado's family leave
Well, he's
pays
got to
for
go into a
qualified.
meeting. So
The
Okay.
federal family leave does not. Lets you take the time.
Okay.
It's new like last year.
I wonder if he'd be eligible for Colorado.
because if I
Like my
waited any
associate
more
attorney
longer with
had a baby. His wife had a baby in January. That was a qualifying baby.
No, I'm
He was
saying
able
that
to take a
we're
bunch
at
of
the
time
top of the
off.
hour.
And did you have to pay it or they pay?
5 minutes.
It's like workers' comp. I pay into it every month. Or
No, I'm
Okay.
saying you don't care.
you make the thing.
Got it. Huh. All right. Interesting. Turn up that. I'm gonna go get coffee again. I drink too much today.
good morning, Tom Martino.
Okay. Do you want me to kick you down one?
No.
Did you bring food?
I did. That's good.
No, I was gonna order something.
That's awesome. What's your first name? Jaime. I-M-I. Yeah, you got it. Hang on for me, and I'll get you right up, okay? Hang on. All right, were you serious about picking me up, or do I need a Uber?
I gotta be back to do Capitalist. Maybe I can take it.
What the hell are you doing capless for?
Somebody's out, so I gotta do it. Fuck off.
Okay. It's gonna be a handful. Get a laptop like young people. Yep, can you hear me? Something like Mark. Okay, Kelly. That's my microphone. Speakers up, speakers down. Miss Kachura.
Oh, that makes it very different.
I'm not bringing up the paper.
No. Charge the parents. Make parents responsible for their kids again. Watch out.
These papers, I'm gonna go to the
Kids get punished.
bringing
if, like in this case, the computer or some fucking retard wanted to cut off either their dick or their tits or something? Doesn't matter. It wasn't?
I'd say it doesn't matter. Make parents responsible for their kids.
Well, should parents have their dicks cut off if the kids have their dicks cut off? Sure. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm obviously tired of these fucking piece of shit faggots.
Well, I was not that shit. I just get you a little
Right.
bit.
And some decision to not fucking beat the shit out of them when they were a little kid and wanted their dicks cut off is the problem that makes them want to shoot people. Right?
Yeah. Could be.
So you're right. Charge the parents because they allowed these fucking faggots to run around and aggress.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Kelly.
Go ahead.
Kelly, get your.
You're funny if you think she's here.
She in the bathroom again?
What do
Okay.
you think?
It's either water in or water out.
Water in or water out?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want. Well, I'll wait till she comes in.
I am beyond tempted to put a dick pic on her phone right now.
Water in, water out.
One of yours? I mean, I'll turn around. I don't know anything.
882.
What is?
Change the language again.
Changing the wallpaper. Wasn't me.
Of course, the wallpaper on the
Tom,
that's perfect.
Yes.
you thinking of doing that barbecue for the YouTubers?
Kelly's
At the,
back.
Yes. Yeah.
I was thinking maybe get the deputies involved just to do the cooking.
Both.
That'd be
Maybe just bring in a big Subway sub.
that would be fun.
Okay, goddammit. Who changed my fucking phone?
Yeah.
Off of Google Dolls?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Why'd you do that?
If it's easy enough for somebody who doesn't have that phone or that platform to change it quickly, should be a breeze for you to fix back.
Really? I don't know how to do it.
The Goo Dolls are so 2000.
I don't have any, but I can get them. I was just thinking my neighbor might have one.
I'll see you and deal with you later.
No, yes, you will.
Kelly?
For the next pandemic, what do you think that's going to look like? What do you think the nation's response is going to be to that one? Join me for
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We have all kinds of things to talk about, including, of course, we have with us Matt from Paragon Services that I want to get to, but our other guest, Dan McKenzie for Estate Law, and we've gotten several texts on that I'll get to, but Matt is with Paragon Services, and he's coming on because of a problem we had yesterday that seemed a little odd, and I wanted to get his take on it. Again, it's really difficult. Now, I got a roofer's take on this as well, which said it could go either way. But here's the situation. Chris called yesterday. Hello, Chris. Thank you for being here. Now, Chris lives in a condo development, okay? And Matt, they had a hail loss. And as a result of the hail loss, there was an assessment done for the part not being covered by insurance, okay? And it was like a $20,000 assessment. Now, here's what happened. She has coverage, loss assessment coverage, but her insurance company, Allstate, would only pay $2,000 or 5,000. Anyway, only 5,000 of the 20,000. Okay. The reason is because they say that part of the cost in that roofing job were for code upgrades. And they don't want to pay. They don't think they should be responsible for that. So do you get the picture, Matt? The roofer came in, and the roofer's doing the job, and the homeowners association had to assess members for the extra cost for code upgrades and other things. Chris put a claim in to her loss assessment, and she only got $5,000 of the 20. But she said there were other people in her complex who got the whole thing from their insurance company, but her insurance company is refusing to pay it. And I thought that might be a case for a public adjuster. Have you heard of stuff like that happening before?
Yeah, I have. I've actually seen that exact same scenario happen. I don't know if you remember that Club Valencia fire.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was happening to a lot of my clients in that complex. It's important just to get the paperwork. So we need to see the declarations and bylaws from the HOA, and it would be nice if we could get some other unit owners' documentation from their insurance company showing that they paid it. I know that's not something that legally we have a right to obtain necessarily, but that would surely be helpful.
Now, Allstate is saying they paid 5 of the 20 because that's the only part they'll pay for. Now, Chris, did they mention specifically that they did not cover code upgrades, or what did they actually say in turning down the 15,000 and only paying 5,000? Did they give you a reason?
Yes, they said that my policy did not cover code upgrades.
Yeah. Now, Matt, don't most policies cover code upgrades?
Yes, it's under a category called law and ordinance, and sometimes it's pretty vague, to be honest. So that's my workaround usually, is just playing on the semantics of the policy language. But in this circumstance, again, I would like to see they should have issued a denial letter spelling out why they're not paying the 15,000 of the 20, and then it would be important.
You do have one, Chris?
I do have, a denial email that they sent me that gives more explanation. I have basically 50 pages of emails and back and forth that I went through with Allstate. So I have a lot of information that I can give to you, Matt.
Hey, do you think, Chris, do you think you could get something from somebody where it's been paid?
Yes. I know that there were 4 insurance companies, and 7 people were paid.
Do you know what insurance they had?
Yes, there was a couple had Chubb, USSA, State Farm.
Wow.
And then 2 of us had Allstate.
Now, both of you with Allstate were turned down?
Yes. The other homeowner that had Allstate was only paid $2,500. I was offered $5,000, and actually they sent me a check for $5,000.
Now, what Matt would want to see is a copy of your policy to talk about code upgrades. Did you look at your policy, Chris, to see if it covers code upgrades?
Yes, and I mean, I've looked at a lot of things. One of the things, a couple of things. Is that I had checked with the insurance company well before, we got to this point, and said, am I covered for this? And got an email saying, yes, your policy covers hail damage.
Right.
And so, I have looked at a lot of things. I've read a lot of things that the adjuster sent. A lot of it's hard for me to decipher. It's in, insurance language.
Yeah.
So, I need help. I don't know how anybody that, just an average person gets through this stuff and comes out alive.
So, Matt, if you look at her policy and the denial letter, can you at least give it a look to see if maybe you can get this paid?
Yeah, absolutely. And, if it's bad news, I'll tell you that right up front. But in most cases, I think that, we can find out. I think that, somebody like high up at Allstate sat at the round table and said, well, let's just try to wiggle out of paying this. That's what is usually the case.
Yeah.
And so trying to chip away at what they've done and get to the core of it, I'll be honest, AI is helping me a lot with this stuff now. Uploading a policy into a chat and extracting the actual policy language that points to exactly what this issue is. 'Cause it's not a hail claim with her. It's a loss assessment claim.
Right.
So it's a totally different arena.
Exactly. By the way, Matt is with Paragon Services. And what they do as a public adjuster, as I explained to you yesterday, Chris, they fight insurance companies for the insured if the insured is not being treated properly by their insurance company. So they're actually the opposite of the insurance company's adjuster. And they are an adjuster that works for the consumer. And his number when he's not here is 719-726-0020. ParagonServices.com, also on my referral list at referrallist.com. So, Chris, what we're going to do is, Kachina, let's get Chris off the air. Let's give her Matt's email so she can get that stuff to Matt and let Matt take a free look at it to see if he thinks he can do something. Now, I have this thing going on that I can't believe. I hope John didn't fall for it. John, you were called. We had this the other day, and let me get this straight. You were called by someone claiming to be from the sheriff's department. Is that right?
My employee, Kerry, they're actually on his phone. He got them on speaker back in the back, but
they're there right now.
Want me to go to a machine.
He didn't do it yet, right?
The customer up front. No, he didn't. I told him. As soon as I got in, I told him, I said, it's a scam. And then when he told me that they wanted him to go to a machine, I'm like, bro, I just heard this on the radio a day or two ago on Tom Martino.
Oh my God. Thank goodness you heard it. And thank goodness you told him. Are they on the speaker right now?
Yeah, they're in the back of the shop right now.
Oh my goodness.
So I've got you kind of turned down a little bit. So
okay. No. I mean, here's the deal, man. We just say that they wanted him. He should play along though. And you should let us know how much they want him to deposit and where they want him to do it. We should just figure that out. I would love to know that. See if he can get a number to call them back. I would love to play with these people because they're lying, cheating crooks. So hang on and let them play along and then let us know, John. I'll come back to you. Let us know how much they want and how they want them to do it. If people are listening, it serves as a good warning. If you're called saying you missed jury duty, first of all, the sheriff's department will never call you ever about missing jury duty. Never. Second of all, no law enforcement agency on earth will ever want you to pay a fine ever over the phone or using an ATM machine ever or gift cards ever. Okay? 303-713-TALK is our number, 713-8255. Bo's been working with somebody on heat. We'll go to Bo right after this because it was a situation where the Victoria was having a problem, and we're going to go back and figure out what he did. Right now, though, I want to tell you about the guaranteed lowest price for your furnace. It's really cool to talk about GLP, guaranteed lowest price, when it comes to furnaces. RenewHomeInnovations.com. It's that easy. 303-904-2000. Guaranteed lowest price, 904-2000.
Farmers and ranchers, when it's time to buy or sell ag equipment, think Purple Wave Auction. We're your go-to online marketplace for tractors, combines, sprayers, and more. With our no reserve policy, every item sells to the highest bidder. Experience the Purple Wave difference. Nationwide reach with a local touch. Purple Wave Auction. Whether you're expanding your operation or streamlining your fleet, we've got you covered. Visit purplewave.com today. Fuel your farm with Purple Wave Auction.
You know, Gravina's is one of the oldest companies in Colorado for home improvements. They're at 950 West Evans. It was started by the granddad, taken over by his son, Larry, and then Nick took it over from his dad, still at 950 West Evans. 50 lines of windows. You're guaranteed to find one that'll fit your needs. And they have multiple lines of siding and doors. And they're knowledgeable to help you pick the right one. 303 Gravina. Great deals, great selection. 303 Gravina. And great heritage. Gravinas.com. Fix it 24/7. Absolute lowest price ever on a furnace refurbishment. In fact, most companies don't even do it. What Fix It'll do for $39 for new customers is insane. They take apart your furnace and they clean every nook and cranny including the blower motor and cage and every part of the burners and all around. And then they put it all back together to add life and efficiency to your furnace. It's a refurbishment, just $39 because they want to introduce themselves to you. So new customers call 720-526-3939 or book online, fixmyhome.com. Texting. Victoria, let me get her call up.
She's worried about the wiring being high.
Yeah. I know. I want you to explain what you actually saw. What I saw was the plugged-in transformer giving power to the. We'll talk about it. It's just she was overly concerned, I think. But I'm a retired federal employee who used FMLA. They will not let you. They say there is no compensation.
That's federal though.
Right. He's not going to get a year off paid. I mean, honest to God.
Under the state plan, you get 12 weeks of pay within the year. Spread it out however you want. Yeah.
3 months.
Yep.
I didn't even see him asking for a whole year.
I don't know. Is he asking to be paid or he just needs the time?
He wants to be paid. He wants to be paid.
I mean,
This is Kelly. Uh-huh. It's a texting number. It's a texting number. It's not a private number, no. Well, we always have 303 Martino, which is 303-627-8466 available. And we'll call you back to get you on the show. Well, I can definitely help you with that. Okay. Sure. Okay. Understood. We can probably help with that. Did you at all stop paying your bill because you did not have phone service? Okay. Well, let's talk to Tom about it and see if he's got another solution. What's your first?
Are you serious?
Area Advisors, TrajanWealth.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right. By the way, somebody wanted to know where to call Dan McKenzie. It's it's 833-CO plans. I need to answer some of these questions, okay? Everyone says probate is a nightmare and they want to avoid probate. They want to know exactly what is probate and is it a nightmare? Somebody said they want to know how far they should go to avoid probate and the cost. Is it worth it?
Yeah, that's a great question. So probate is just the court process for overseeing the transfers of assets from a deceased person to whoever's entitled to receive.
So it's a court process to transfer ownership.
Yeah. I mean, if my dad dies and I go into his bank and ask for his money, they're going to say, well, we don't know anything. We don't know if there's a will giving this money to your sister. We don't know if he's dead. We don't know if this is the will. Like, you need to get a court to confirm all that. So that's the probate process. Is it a nightmare? No. A lot of probates go just fine. Colorado has what's called an informal process where the court really does very little. It is there to serve as a place for people to register complaints and have them resolved through court hearings and stuff like that. If that happens, yeah, it gets bad. It's like litigation. But in a lot of cases, that never happens and it goes just fine.
And what does have to be in probate?
Any asset, if you pass away, any asset that is in your name by yourself without a designated beneficiary on it. So it could be anything. So if I'm jointly on my house with my wife, and I pass away, she gets it.
Okay. Bank accounts, cars, investment accounts, everything.
Everything. Personal property, too.
Okay. All right. So that's the answer. You don't have to avoid it. If you don't have a giant estate, it's not going to be that big. And is it expensive to go through probate? Is it cheaper to do a trust?
Not always. I mean, really, even a trust, like when you have a trust, your trustee has to do a lot of the same stuff that I just mentioned. They still got to pay bills. They still got to file taxes. They still got to find your assets. So it's still secured. It's just done.
There's still a process. Yeah, it's just outside of court.
Outside of court, which has its advantages. It is private. It is at your own pace.
Right.
You know, it gives you ability to, prevent people from knowing stuff you don't want them to know. Whereas probate,
but it's not automatic.
It's not. We've had some terrible trust administrations and we've had some amazing probate processes. So it's not.
Now, if a trust administrator is terrible, can someone who's a beneficiary get another trustee named?
Sure.
How do they do that?
They have to petition the court.
Okay. So it could still end up in court if you have a bad trustee.
It could.
All right. Now, Victoria was working with Bo. I asked Bo to go look at it. Here's the bottom line. Victoria rents an apartment, and the baseboard heating valve broke. She has baseboard heat, hot water, and a valve broke. This valve is controlled by a thermostat. It goes on and off depending on the call for heat. Thermostats call for heat. So when it goes down to a certain temperature that you set, it opens that valve and hot water circulates. That's how these valves work. She thought it might be dangerous because when the valve broke and they put in a new one and rerouted the thermostat wire, she was afraid it was done in a dangerous way. Without getting too technical, she sent pictures, and I asked Bo to go look at it. Bo, what did you find?
Hi, Victoria. Yes, I went over to her apartment about 6:00 last night. I did an overview of the whole system. Basically, the maintenance man took the existing wiring and just shoved the wires into the wall. And Victoria was...
You're talking about the thermostat wire.
Yeah, and let me just point out, this is all low voltage. I did a check. It's 21.8 volts. So that's what powers the thermostat and the zone valve. But the reason the maintenance man took the old wires and stuffed them in the wall is because the transformer that fed the heating system for her apartment is no longer working. And the maintenance man was lazy. He didn't want to go to the basement of the apartment to go through 9 transformers to figure out which one fed her individual apartment.
Oh.
So the
transformers work is they take AC current, they reduce it to DC current.
AC. Yeah.
They take AC current and reduce it to DC current so it can run the thermostat, so it can run the zone valve.
And the thermostat. Tom.
Right. Well, the thermostat is powered, and then the thermostat acts as an on and off switch for the zone valve. And instead of going to the basement and replacing the bad transformer, he didn't want to go through all that troubleshooting.
He didn't want to go through that. And that
so he just basically fed power from an outlet.
From an 110 volt outlet in her apartment. And it was a plug-in transformer. So he ran a new thermostat wire and new wiring to the zone valve. And he actually
it's jacked up, but it works.
It's jacked up. It's a little, I wouldn't say if there were kids there, they could pull the wires off. I did suggest to Victoria that they do have someone come in and enclose the wiring and eventually hook it up, right? Because if they re-rent the apartment, someone could pull the transformer off the wall. And in defense of the maintenance guy, he used double insulated wiring and used proper UL connectors. So in my opinion, it's totally safe.
But how difficult would it be to do a continuity check down in the basement and find the right wire for her and hook up the right transformer? It wouldn't be that. It would
take time. It's just time involved.
How many apartments?
I believe there's like 27 apartments.
Oh my God. He'd have to. Well, can't he? There's something called toning a wire where you can generate a tone and go down and find it.
That's true. I don't know if he can do that on such low voltage, 21 volts, but it would be a process of elimination.
Anyway.
And it was winter time. It was cold, so they probably just didn't have time.
But Victoria, the good news is that's not live wire stuffed into the wall. It's just the old thermostat wire.
I'll tell you, that wire's dead.
Yeah. And it doesn't seem to pose a danger. It is just sloppy though, Victoria. It really is. I mean, but hey, at least you're not in danger. Go ahead.
Exactly. And I was going to ask, thank you so much. I was going to ask if you guys could write, if there was any way that you could reach out to the apartment community and have that wire enclosed, just because all they did was staple it to the wall.
You mean the one coming from the transformer? I don't know if they'll enclose the wire. It's a double insulated wire. They don't have to enclose it.
Well, I
don't think they will.
I think someone could pull on the wire.
No. I get it. I think what you should do, Victoria, is demand that they put the thermostat wire down to the basement where it should be and not have that transformer plugged in.
And in addition, they installed the thermostat on an outside wall. So she's going to really get inaccurate readings in the apartment. I think it should be reinstalled back on the wall.
But the original thermostat was on the outside wall, right?
No, it wasn't. It was in a hallway, so he could get a better sensation of the heat.
It was. So when he installed a new thermostat, he put it. Why didn't he put it where the old one was?
Because he wanted to do the shortest run possible to the zone control, which is only 3.
So he just basically took everything lazy and did it.
Yeah. So Victoria, I would be willing, if it's okay with the show, I could write a letter to your management company stating that the wiring should be placed in an enclosed area and eventually hook it up to the original transformer in the basement so you have more uniform heat.
And basically what should happen is the thermostat should move to the hallway and the original wire, which is probably not bad, should be put back on, and you should go down to the basement and replace the transformer.
The right one. What do you think?
I mean, that's what should be done, but I don't know if they're going to do it, Victoria, but we can tell them that's what we recommend. And, Bo is a professional at this. So whether they listen or not, though, is another story. Thank you for calling, Victoria. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Ask Sharon to hang on. We'll take her next, right after this.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Dan Kaplis today at 4, 630 KHOW.
Or give him a call,
Denver.
man.
Now, Impact Traffic.
Yeah, we're working with another closure on I-70, rock scaling, of course. If you're heading west or east between Idaho Springs and the bottom of Floyd Hill right now, they're at a standstill. It's not a huge backup. It's definitely going to cost you about 15 to 20 minutes. 270 is running a little heavy for us, and we do have a bad accident over in Cherry Creek at First and Steele. It is a rollover accident. Crews have been on the scene. Try to avoid the area. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
This report is sponsored by King's Hawaiian Sliders. Nothing brings friends and family together on game day like delicious King's Hawaiian Sliders. Bring them to the big game table and be the real MVP. Pick some up this weekend in the bakery or deli section of your local store. Football and King's Irresistible Hawaiian Sliders. There's nothing like it.
If you need a defense attorney for a DUI or anything else, call Joe Lazzara. He'll do a free initial consultation always, and then flat rate pricing so you know the price up front. 303-429-6200. That's 303-429-6200.
You gonna go flying this weekend, Tom?
Yeah. There's a breakfast fly-in at a small airport.
Oh. Is it free?
Yeah.
Fly in and have pancakes?
Yeah. How did you know that?
It was a guess. Fly in and get pancakes.
Where's the airport?
East Colorado. It's just a a grass strip. So about 40 airplanes show up from all over. They all gather there once a month, the first Saturday of every month. Cool. It's called Chaparral.
Chaparral Airport?
Yeah, it's a tiny little airport. And then they all show up for breakfast, pancake breakfast. And
how far is the flight? How long is it?
It's just 10 minutes. I mean, but it's far, but it just doesn't take long. It's just straight east from Centennial.
Saturday, that sounds good.
I take the helicopter. Chopper went with me one time. I think he did.
Right. Just what a guess. Pancakes. Pancakes are cheap to make.
at mymoneymyway.com.
Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Sharon, what's going on with CenturyLink? What's happening? How can we help you? I hope we can. What's going on?
Oh, yeah. Hi, Tom. I'm Sharon. And, I keep getting a bill from CenturyLink that I canceled out several months ago. And the bill keeps coming up. And up
Now,
and
tell
up.
me, what is the bill for? What is it for your regular service?
Yes.
Now, do you get billed every month a new service, or is it the same one that they keep billing you for?
It's the same one.
Okay, so what was it? Was it a balance you had when you canceled? Maybe it was a balance you had when you canceled.
Not at all. I did not have a balance like that. The people around here, well, I shouldn't say that. They're have been working on these roads around here so close, and it canceled out my phone several different weeks. And
so when did you cancel your service? When did you cancel CenturyLink?
There's where I was afraid you'd ask. I
just roughly.
I don't know in my mind right now. Gosh, it's been. Let's see.
Just roughly 6 months ago.
Easily 6 months.
Okay.
ago, yeah.
Now here's what I want to know.
Yes.
How much is it?
Mm-hmm. 600.
Wait. Why are they saying, wait a minute, 600? Well, when you had CenturyLink, how much were you paying every month?
Oh, roughly $40 anyway.
And
like
what was
that
it for? Was it for broadband?
No, it's just regular phone service.
Okay.
I didn't even have long distance on it or anything like that.
And it was landline service. We're not talking about cell phone. It was landline.
Landline, yes.
Okay.
Yes,
I don't understand the $600 part. That's the part. What did they say what it's for?
The billing, I don't have in front of me. It's saying for monthly payment for having landline.
Yeah, but you stop. Okay. Does the amount go up every month?
Oh, gosh, let me see.
See, that's what I need to know, Sharon. Are they still billing you every month?
True. That's what they are
No,
doing.
what I mean is, are they? Here's what I mean, Sharon. Here's what I mean. Did they? Maybe they never canceled you. Is what I'm saying, and they think you should be paying every month, or did they really? Do you have service right now? If you picked up a phone, would you have dial tone?
No, nothing. I haven't had for at least 6 months.
Okay.
I have not.
Then I don't understand the $600. That's the part I just don't understand. I mean, that's a lot of money. Are you sure you didn't have like a 2-year contract and they're charging you for the rest of the contract?
No.
Did you ever call them when you got this bill for $600? If I canceled a service and I got a bill for $600, I would call them and say, "By the way, what is this $600 for?" Did you ever call and ask them?
I did not. You can't get you don't talk to anybody but a recording.
And did they threaten you about? Did they send this bill every month, or did they just send it once? How often do you get this bill?
It's coming monthly.
A $600 bill every month.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm sorry. It's gone up to 600 now. Mm-hmm.
Total.
For the past.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't have anything but
okay.
phone service.
Here's what I'm trying to figure out. You said it went up to 600. What did it start out as? Somehow they're billing you monthly for something.
For just phone service, period. No,
yeah, but
no.
Okay.
Well,
every month.
Yes, and now it's up to $600, and I don't have it. I've got to locate that. It's such a mess. I've got it. It's such a mess here, but
okay,
it's not me.
listen. We need to see a copy of the bill, and we need to have somebody call for you. I mean, we have no idea what it's for. Honest to God, we have no idea. If you can find a copy of the bill, Kachina, I'm just going to have her send it to you. We can't do anything until we see a copy of the bill. But I don't understand. We'll help you, Sharon. If you get us a copy of the bill, then we'll have an account number and we'll have someone we can talk to and we'll call for you. All right.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we'll do for you.
You'll only get a recording.
No, we'll get a hold of somebody. In fact, I think we have someone at CenturyLink. I think we have a contact there.
Yeah.
Anyway, Sharon, thanks for calling. We're Kachina, get her information, have her send you the bill, and then we'll work on it for her. 303-713-8255. Dan McKenzie is with us, McKenzie Law, talking about probate wills and all of that. And somebody wants to know, what are the biggest problems? You said people often get into fights. And this is not a text. This is me. I want to know, what's the biggest thing that usually causes conflict that people might be able to prevent with properly written wills or trusts? What are the biggest arguments that families usually get into?
It almost always involves real estate. Real estate is harder to deal with.
Like somebody wants to sell, somebody wants to keep it, somebody wants to rent it.
The most common situation we run into is somebody is living in a house that they do not own, and within that, the most common situation is there's an adult child living with the parents at the end of their lives in that house. They have no right to own it. And the kids who are outside the house are telling them, get out. Mom and dad are deceased now. That house needs to be sold and distributed. And the kid who's in the house is very often a little bit resentful about that.
Okay, here's a good question. If someone feels like they were cheated, even though the will is clear, but they don't like what the will says and feel they're entitled to more, one specific instance, the guy lived with his dad and took care of him for the last year and a half of the dad's life and feels that the other kids should chip in for that. Can you contest a will for that?
That is exactly what I was just describing. That's why they're resentful, because they feel like, I was here taking care of dad. Where were you? Right. So,
but they are still only entitled to whatever.
Not, unless the dad did something to take care of that kid. That's a problem, right?
They can't simply say, you all owe me this much money.
They could try sue for breach of contract. If the dad said, I'll pay you to do this, and he never did, maybe they could do something like that. But
in essence, okay, so that has to be spelled out. So in this particular case, the kid is claiming because he lived there, he should get more of the share of the money. No.
Good luck.
Okay. We got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
Now, impact traffic.
Yeah, we're working with another closure on I-70, rock scaling, of course. If you're heading west or east between Idaho Springs and the bottom of Floyd Hill right now, they're at a standstill. It's not a huge backup. It's definitely going to cost you about 15 to 20 minutes. 270 is running a little heavy for us. We do have a bad accident over in Cherry Creek at First and Steele. It is a rollover accident. Crews have been on the scene. Try to avoid the area. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
This report is sponsored by King's Hawaiian Sliders. Nothing brings friends and family together on game day like delicious King's Hawaiian Sliders. Bring them to the big game table and be the real MVP. Pick some up this weekend in the bakery or deli section of your local store. Football and King's Irresistible Hawaiian Sliders. There's nothing like it.
Hey, if you're buying or selling real estate, I can think of no other broker better than Frank Duran, the realestateman.com with RE/MAX Alliance. Now, let me just tell you something. Even though I think you should blindly go with Frank because I've known him for years and he's handled so many transactions for me and my friends, I think another thing you can do is test him. Yeah, he'll do a market analysis of your home. See if you like what he says, meaning how thorough is he? You'll love Frank Duran, the realestateman.com, who will do this complete analysis before you list with no obligation to list to tell you what your house should be listed for and what it will sell for. Frank Duran, the realestateman.com, 303-920-1622.
Reverse mortgages, new purchases, cash outs, I want you to go direct to the lender. Cut out the middleman. Here is the bottom line. The people at CMG Financial, including my guy, John Clace, he's one of the top dogs down there, at least in Denver, loan out more than $2 billion a month. They are the actual lender. What does that mean? That means you're going to get the best rates and the lowest fees, including on reverse mortgages, lines of credit, and any other home loan you can imagine. In fact, ask John about the all-in-one loan. It's a 30-year, listen to this, 30-year line of credit that you can borrow from and pay down anytime you want for 30 years. Check him out at partnerinlending.com or call him right now, 303-882-6679. That's John's direct number, 303-882-6679. I shall return.
What's that?
So quiet.
Oh, you mean at the studio? Hey. Doc is home working. Dum, dum, dum.
So I got a couple questions for Dan McKenzie.
Okay, good.
Yes, Squire.
That's Dimitri's favorite thing to do.
What's that?
It's Dimitri's favorite thing to do.
Oh, yeah.
What is what?
Just want to talk about probate. How long?
Good afternoon, Tom Martino Show.
How long do they have before they have to file it? I always give people heads up.
Okay, for Dan McKenzie, sure. And you said Cheryl, right?
There was a little case where there was a jury trial. Over
hang on for me.
I mean, that's I'm getting at. No jury. Is that because the probate courts are all kind of a bunch of old pies?
It's a little bit. It's like it's equitable. So you got your money cases where you're suing somebody from equitable cases. Probate, just trying to figure out what is fit.
Go to those or you say?
We never really had like a substantial court hearing in the time that I've had in here, so it's been made previously.
Oh.
Where is my sign in for? I'm having trouble signing into Discord. I don't know why.
see what they're saying about us, Tom?
No, I mean, I was on Discord for a while, but now I can't. Now it's asking me something. Hold on, let me see. It's first. What's that?
And what can be done about it, and more on the Joe Pags Show tonight from 6 to 9 on 630 KHOW.
Hello, Tom Martino here. Let's go to the phones. We got a question for Dan McKenzie. Cheryl, hi, welcome to the show. What's happening, Cheryl?
Hi, Tom. My mom passed away in December, and everything, of course, had to go into probate. Both my siblings don't want any of, her money, and they don't want any of the estate. I have letters from both of them, but because it had to go into probate, I had to jump through all the hoops to put it there. How long do I have to leave it in probate before I can pull, the funds out?
It depends on your comfort level around, are there creditors? Have you run the creditor publication? Have you gotten any responses? Yes. Okay. Has the 4-month period run for that?
The only responses I've had are from realtors.
Okay. That is a very common thing. Okay. Has the 4-month period run since you published that?
Yeah, I had it. Well, it was.
What is the 4 months for?
So so when you open a probate, if it's within a year of the death, you have to publish a creditor notification announcing that you're in a probate process. And if anyone thinks the deceased person owed you money, let us know. You have 4 months to do it. So
that
then you wait for the 4 months.
Stuff is stupid. There's no publications anymore. They have to update the law. The state should have a website or something. A centralized place.
Yeah, we did put it through. It's called Jeffco Transcripts, I think it is.
What is that?
They ran it for 3 weeks.
Yep.
Is that a publication?
Like a publication.
Yeah, there's a group we use frequently called Colorado Community Media. They publish a bunch of local newspapers in various counties around the Denver metro area.
But does it specify what publication it needs to be?
Oh, yeah. It has a minimum standard. It has to publish at least once a week. It has to circulate to 10,000 people. It has to be in the county that the person was living in when they died.
Well, that's going to be hard to find sometimes.
Yeah.
No, if you're in a little community somewhere, what if you can't find somebody? What do you do?
Yeah. It's a problem. I mean, we usually, I've never had a situation where we didn't find somebody.
You can find some publication.
You can find somebody, yeah. Sometimes the smaller communities are actually better. They actually have papers still that people read.
Can you put it on Facebook?
Carol.
No.
Okay.
Got published.
Yeah.
Do you have any other questions?
I mean, she asked when she can close this thing. So it's got to be open a minimum of 6 months. If you're at the end of the 6-month period since you originally opened, you could close. Just keep it in mind, like if there's anything unresolved out there,
they can come after her?
It could be a problem. Yeah. So you just want to be, I don't know what.
Even if she published and waited the 6 months, they can still come back to haunt her?
If there's creditors that she should have known about, you can't hide behind that publication because, as you just said, they can be hard to see. Who's going to see them? So if you know there's a bill out there and you don't notify those people, they could come back and say, hang on a minute, you didn't correctly notify us. Yes, you published, but you knew about us.
Okay.
So that's the danger.
Yes.
That probably is not true.
Okay,
I've never really seen that happen.
minimum of the 6 months.
Yeah. In the document that you're going to file with the court closing, it's going to say, I swear under oath, it has been at least 6 months since this thing was opened. You should look at that document and see what you're promising.
Okay, Cheryl, if you have any other questions, you're welcome to hang on the line. We have to take this break. I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255, or 303-MARTINO. That's 303-627-8466. Another hour to go on the Troubleshooter Show. Stick around.
We're going to go ahead and
I'm going to heat my food up, Tom.
With that. And we'll try to help you that way, okay? So I've got 720-910-3701. Yeah. So the way this works, no. It's totally fine. The way this works is that I'm going to give your number.
Okay, so hold on. I'm going to turn my mic.
Bo's going to go ahead and contact you to see if we can get a copy of some stuff, okay? It may need to be that between you and I would not do the mail here at the station. Things take a very long time. So, Bo may be able to help you in a different way. Okay, Sharon? Well, that would be something that you would have to discuss with Bo, but I think this is the best, yeah, this is the best way to go forward. Let me ask you something. Do you keep your phone on all the time or do you turn it off? Okay, you don't, you turn it off? Okay. If you can, I understand that if you, when you want to make calls that you turn your phone on, but in order to receive calls, it's probably going to go to voicemail. Now, I already know from calling you, you don't have a voicemail set up. So he won't be, yeah, exactly. So he won't be able to get a hold of you unless your phone is on. So can you do a huge favor for me? And even though you turn it on and off, can you keep it on so he can give you a call? What's the do you see a little, yeah, do you see a little battery up in the right hand corner of the phone? Okay. What's it at right now? Like, is there a percentage that says what your phone's at? Okay. That probably means you need to plug it in. So, do you know how to charge your phone, or how do you normally use your phone? I I would definitely charge your phone, and I'm gonna have Bo contact you tomorrow. Okay? Well, probably will be the afternoon because if it's that low, we're going to let it charge for a little while, and I'm not sure how long it takes for your phone to charge. Okay. All right. Okay, probably in the afternoon then. We're on the air from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So I would imagine he would probably call you after 2 p.m. Okay, can you do me a favor though, Sharon? Can you make sure that your phone is on and that you don't turn it off? Okay, that helps. That would help. It's okay. It's totally fine. I'm walking you through it, but we're going to go ahead and help you, but this is going to be the easiest way to help you. Okay? Right, right, right. We're gonna go ahead and help you with that. Um, oh, I understand that's frustrating. I get it. It's very frustrating with CenturyLink. I don't blame you. Oh, okay.
And we're working with another closure on I-70, rock scaling, of course. If you're heading west or east between Idaho Springs and the bottom of Floyd Hill right now, we're at a standstill. It's not a huge backup.
Okay.
Again, it takes maybe
Okay.
about 15 to
Just
20 minutes.
remember tomorrow afternoon, very important. I need you to make sure that your phone is on. Okay?
Thanks for calling the Troubleshooter Show. Please hold the line.
Perfect. Okay, thank you so much. Okay. All right, Sharon. No problem. No problem. It was wonderful speaking with you. Okay. Okay, bye. Good afternoon, Tom Martino Show. I know. It's
Like it
been a
makes
little
you
bit of
choose things. Like you have to choose things, like certain number of sauces and a certain number. It just makes you choose shit.
Uh, what? So you guys ad-libbed yesterday? Okay, okay. All right. That's just what I wanted to make sure. Okay. Oh, nice. You got it. All right. 115 coming up. Hang on for me. Okay, Joe? All right, hang on. That was painful.
There she is. She's a.
You were extremely patient with Sharon.
And what was Sharon's problem?
The one at the phone bill, the $600 bill. I think Kelly was on the phone with her for 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
And you're signing at the chopper, right?
Bo,
Yeah.
she doesn't have a way to mail, or she doesn't drive. She doesn't have a computer.
Yeah.
Doesn't have any grandkids or any neighbors that can help her, and her cell phone is a flip phone and doesn't have a camera.
Okay, that sounds like a very interesting case for Chopper.
I don't know if Chopper actually drives to people's houses.
Oh, you want me to go to her house?
I'm doing it now.
On the free iHeartRadio app.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, and when I say this, I mean it. Health is everything, and if you're doing supplements and diet and exercise, you gotta throw water in there. Get healthy drinking water. And the best prices, the best systems, waterpros.net for your reverse osmosis at the kitchen sink, $1,100 fully installed. Listen, if you want a whole house softening system, they have that. They have whole house filters to get rid of chemicals and all the bad stuff, basically. So water is the utmost importance. And I love waterpros.net, 303-862-5554. Let's talk. What's on your mind today? We've had a pretty busy day. We have Dan McKenzie with us from McKenzie Law. Major Marc Mager, what's on your mind today? Or is he not there? Did he step away from the mic? Anyway. Okay. 303-713-TALK. We have Deputy Bo with us in my home studio here. And then we have Deputy Doc listening from home. We have our YouTube morons streaming the show on YouTube. If you ever want to download the show or stream it, you can go to YouTube, look for Troubleshooter Network. And I have questions, but first I want to go over some stuff from earlier. We had a guy call saying, "You saved us money. You saved us money." He had an employee right then and there getting a phone call from someone who said he missed jury duty and said that he had to put money into an ATM or he was going to go to jail. I also got texted another one this morning that said they were on their way to an ATM, honest to God, when they heard this person call yesterday. Here's the scam. They say you missed jury duty, you have to pay a fine or you're going to jail. They say they're from the sheriff's department or some law enforcement agency, and then they want you to make the payment in a Bitcoin ATM. And they say, when you go to the Bitcoin ATM, feed it in, don't talk to anyone, and then they make off with your money. There's nothing you can do about it. And we also talked about, oh no, we didn't talk about this yet, but somebody wrote to me and they wanted my opinion. When do sales clerks' comments become binding? Because we had someone who said they were quoted something from an insurance adjuster, and should that be considered a contract? When do sales clerks' comments become binding? Example, a warranty claim. I bought this compressor because of what the sales clerk said about the warranty, but then a relay went out, they won't cover it. And I said, wait a minute. The sales clerk told me this has a lifetime guarantee. The actual warranty, when I sifted through the fine print, is only 6 months. What about that? When can you actually hold sales clerks to their word? When does it become binding? Dan McKenzie, I'm going to ask you, just because you're a lawyer, you're here talking about estates and probate and wills and trusts, but I want to ask you in general, if a sales clerk makes a claim, this refrigerator has a lifetime warranty on the compressor. I mean, truly, they're saying that's why I would buy this over this one, and you buy it, and then you later find out it does not have a lifetime warranty. It's only 6 months or a year or whatever. When do those comments become binding? This is a repeated question we get from time to time on the show. Over the years, sales clerks, insurance agents, people in authority, meaning they're part of that company, make a claim.
Yeah.
Can you hold them to it?
You can. I mean, again, we have problems of proof, but yeah, it's agency law. If you authorize somebody to act as your agent and put your decal on their car and give them the uniform or whatever else, it would be
shopping for an appliance, and that sales clerk tells you something, you can hold them to it. So you know what wouldn't be a bad idea? Do a video. Tell me about these refrigerators. Here's what I would say. Tell me about these refrigerators, and then I'm going to take the video, review it later, and come back and buy one. That would be good. Then you have videotape. So if you had a video of a sales clerk saying there was a lifetime warranty on the compressor, do you think you could press that?
Yes. Again, it's going to be, can you prove it?
Yeah.
Are they even going to remember that?
But even if the small print somewhere in the warranty booklet or online says it's not lifetime, could they say, well, you should have read the warranty?
Yeah.
Doesn't it depend?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mark. What?
Well, doesn't it depend, like in Colorado, for example, if it's real estate, it don't matter what anybody says. It's all on paper.
Yeah, real estate specifically does not allow for oral contracts.
Can you imagine if you bought a house and someone said, yeah, it's 10 acres, and you move in, you pay for it, and it's only 5?
Yeah. As Tom just said, that is statute of fraud stuff. Contracts involving real estate have to be in writing. But other contracts, you can have an oral contract. It's just, again, matter of proof. Can you prove it? If you have a writing that says something that's the opposite, yeah, it's going to be a problem.
Now, I'll go ahead, Bo.
Regarding this, I was working a case a few months ago where a guy bought a dryer, and he had the paperwork, and the salesman wrote on the paperwork 5-year warranty. He just wrote on it, didn't sign it, and now the guy wants his 5-year. The unit is old, and the company will not honor it because it's not part of the contract. But the salesperson hand wrote it on the contract.
Did the salesperson sign that contract?
Did not. He's just his writing.
So somebody could claim he never wrote it.
Yeah, I told him. I said, I don't think we can do anything about it because we don't have a name. But I do believe that the salesperson did write it. I don't think the buyer wrote it, but.
And along these same lines, we have issues that come up. I looked through our files on things that come up a lot because of this thing that happened with jury duty. I thought, it would be a really good thing to talk about recurring cycles, things that people get wrong a lot, or things that people have rights to that they don't know. But this comes up. When does a consumer have the right to take matters into their own hands? Let me explain what I mean. You have a fuel pump, let's say. You go to a mechanic and they install a fuel pump and it doesn't run right. Okay? You take it back for them to fix it and it doesn't run right. You take it back again to fix it and it doesn't run right. At what point, how many times would be reasonable to let a business, then you finally take it somewhere else and they say, oh, it was this. Now, again, it may not be applicable to a fuel pump. I'm just using an example. So they say, oh, it was this all the time, and they fix it, and they charge you for that. Did they? And then you go to the original. This has happened on the show. Mark will tell you this. Now, maybe not with the fuel pump, but we go back to the original guy and they said, well, we would have fixed it. She didn't give us a chance, or she only gave us 3 chances, or whatever. At what point is reasonable for a consumer to say, look, I gave you enough? Because we always hear this. Well, I lost faith in them, so I hired someone else. You know, we hear that a lot. I wonder, there is no real magic number.
No, I mean, with cars, you have lemon law. It's very specific to cars.
Right. With cars, you have a specific number of times. Well, you have a number of times before it's called a lemon, but you don't have a number of times. Let's say you go to have your car, let's just say, tuned up, and they do a lousy job, and it ran worse when you picked it up. And after, let's say, 3 attempts, they still can't fix it. The law doesn't really address that, but you take it somewhere else, and they undo some of the crap the first guy did. Can you go after the first guy? What now, I've always thought reasonable means, in this case, for some reason, 3 times. You give someone 3 chances. I think a court of law, because when they talk about reasonable, you could say to the judge, Your Honor, you're in small claims court. Your Honor, I took it back to him 3 times. He still didn't fix it right. So I want my $500. I had to go somewhere else, and it cost me $500. I think a judge, if you gave this guy 3 times to fix it, I think it would be hard for this guy to say, well, Your Honor, he jumped the gun. He took it somewhere else. I was perfectly willing to fix it. Or I don't know. Do you think there is a magic number do you think 3 times? I don't know why I say 3 times.
It's lemon law. You're pulling that from lemon law.
Yeah, probably. The lemon law says they have to fix it on the 3rd time, but the lemon law doesn't apply to repairs.
Yeah.
I mean,
but that makes sense. Lemon law makes sense.
If they didn't fix it in 2 times, they should get their money back.
You think so?
Yeah, because they're not getting the job. They're wasting the guy's money by misdiagnosing it and not providing a proper service.
Okay, now this is a good one. A hacked email. The other day we talked about this one, and I'm going to give you what we talked about, but then it applies. There's a new problem that came in overnight on this. But what happened was, and I'm going to use the proper terms, we had a company that sells baked goods. The vendor buys baked goods from the company and sells them, and the company pays the vendor for selling them, okay? So this vendor was due money from the baker. Okay. The baker owed the vendor money. Somebody hacked the vendor's email and told the baker to send payments to this account. The baker sent the money to that account, and the vendor never got paid for selling those baked goods. So the baker says, we already paid your bill. We can't help it that someone hacked your email. This came up the other day. And again, it came up, and it's a real deal. In this case that I'm talking about, by the way, and they by the way, traced the hackers, their IT people traced it to Russia.
Was it like 100,000, Tom?
$250,000 in receivables. The vendor was owed by the baker. The baker, see, the way it works is the vendor gets fronted the product. The people pay the baker. The baker pays the vendor. Okay? So the vendor goes out and delivers them all and takes care of all of it. The baker gets paid online or by credit card, and then pays the vendor commissions. The vendor was owed $250,000 for over the holidays. This just happened. But someone hacked that vendor's email. So the baker says, hey, it's not our fault someone hacked your email. You got ripped off. The vendor says, no, I didn't get ripped off. You got ripped off. Somebody told you to send payment somewhere else. What if someone came to your door, a crook, claiming to be from our company, okay, and you paid that person? You didn't pay us. You paid that person. Wow. What do you think, Dan? I'd like to get your opinion on that. By the way, they're still fighting this out. And it's a real deal. And again, they both, by the way, are putting into their errors and omissions insurance.
I'm
not sure if that'll cover hacking.
I think it's a person that got hacked. It's his.
I asked artificial intelligence.
Yeah, I think it's his responsibility to make sure his computer didn't get hacked.
You know what? The AI said that vendor never paid the bill. Excuse me, that baker never paid the bill. They don't have, the vendor never got paid. It's not the vendor's fault. The vendor never got paid. I don't know. What do you think?
I feel like I agree with Bo. I mean, I don't.
That you could see both.
Yeah, like if you are allowing your email to get hacked, it depends on how much effort they took into protecting that email.
Yeah, in that case, it would be like the vendor, let's say, the baker puts a check in the vendor's mailbox and somebody steals it out of the mailbox. Whose fault is that? I mean,
well, it'd be the bank's fault if it got someone else cash you a check.
Well, that's a whole different option. But okay, what about but see, I find it, I can go both ways. But the vendor said, "Look, we worked our ass off for this company. They should have checked with us before they diverted payment to a new account."
I would be curious to know how plausible it was, like the instructions they got. Was it made to?
They said it was. I think, to be honest, they did truly have the header and everything. It looked like it came from there.
Even right letterhead, but
it looked like it came from them. It did. It did.
Who email got hacked is.
You think they're responsible?
I do.
So you think the vendor, because their email was hacked?
Yeah, it's their responsibility. They should do a better job at watching their email. Why would
Mark? What do you think? Who do you think's at fault?
In my opinion.
Anyway.
Well, if you don't protect that email properly, I think if I got hacked. Boy, I don't know. You can go either way on it.
I know.
You know what I think it comes down to the facts in the particular case.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be different in every case.
Yeah, probably. Anyway, we got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. 303-713-8255. For some reason, Mike Bell.
I know. Mark's out there saying it depends. And
are you a fraud-paying American? 1 in 4 tax-paying Americans have been victim of identity fraud. With LifeLock, your identity, if it's stolen, they fix it, guaranteed, or your money back.
I hate when I twist my belt the wrong way.
Refunds were stolen.
There.
Could be from your salary, overtime, or second job. Gone. But this year,
listen for the doorbell for food. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to hear it any minute.
I'll be running up there. Should have to claim. Save up to 40% off your first year with the promo code BECK. Visit lifelock.com. Terms do apply.
Hey, you know what? I love solar. Right now, the federal government has solar incentives for commercial solar systems. You may be eligible for a commercial solar system. Are you a landlord? Do you have an apartment house, a duplex? Maybe you have a warehouse. Maybe you have whatever, a home-based business, an agribusiness, or a factory. Whatever it is, commercial systems are still being subsidized by the government to a point where you can get 60 or 70% of it paid. Find out more. Alliance Roof and Solar, 303-704-2449. In fact, you can make money selling power back to end users. Positive cash flow even. 303-704-2449.
Joe Chiano, I wanted to tell everybody something. I kind of forgot about you. You're not only a financial advisor, but you are a pretty successful author when it comes to writing books about retirement.
That is right, Mark. You know, we have written 4 books.
Our order was dropped off.
2 of them are actually bestsellers, okay? And, you know, the one that I'm really, really excited about, you know, a lot of people love it. It's because it's really educational. It features the dilemma that people today have at retirement. You know, people need a guaranteed lifetime income.
Oh, it's a big deal.
They need protection for long-term care, you know, the risk of long-term care, needing assisted living, nursing home care. And, of course, one of the biggest factors on retirement is the death benefit. What happens if you pass away? What happens to your asset? Is it transferable to your loved ones? Well, the book that I'm talking about, it's called Don't Worry, Retire Happy.
Does it cover all those items?
Yes, it covers that and a lot more. It covers about the need for a product that is phenomenal to create a guaranteed income for life.
I don't want you to get, well, okay, I hope I'm not stepping outside my lane here. Is it possible we could give this book away 100% for free if people call you? Is that even a possibility?
Well, absolutely. I mean, I think, we have enough books, that if somebody calls, I would like to give the first 10 callers, Mark,
a copy of the book.
A copy of the book, absolutely free.
I love it.
Along with a complimentary analysis of their accounts to make sure that they're doing the right thing.
The one thing we didn't discuss about retirement in the last minute or two is this. I find it the closer people get to retirement, the more anxious or the more anxiety they get as well, not having that guaranteed income. I'm telling people right now, this book is unbelievable. It's written by Joe. You can ask him any questions after you read it, but I want you to call, get the free book, 303-779-6600. It's 100% for free. There's no reason you would say no. 303-779-6600. Hey, Joe, I hope I didn't put you on the spot. Thanks.
Texting privacy policy and terms and
Okay.
Hey, you're doing those Excels after the show, right, Thomas?
Yes.
All right, and I'm sending you another one to knock out while you're doing those.
Who is it?
Hopefully. Fix It. Springs. Different number, different everything.
Is it for KRDO?
Yes. It might be used on other stations as well, but for right now, it's there. You can never tell when I use AI, can you?
I don't know what you mean.
.com. Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. We got Kip, who has a comment on scams. Kip, go ahead. What's going on with you?
I had somebody call me on that same scam. Said they were an officer. This happened to be in Firestone. And I was just driving, so I kind of played along with them, and I knew where the police station was because I lived right next to it. I'm like, I'll just go over to the police station and pay this. He's like, no, you can't go on site or else we'll have to arrest you because you have a warrant out. And I'm like, I go, well, this doesn't sound accurate. You're not even calling me from the police department. He goes, do you want me to call you from the police department? I'm like, sure. And we hung up, and he called me right back from Firestone's police department.
Oh, really?
So then I started wondering.
So what happened then?
I mean, it came up on my caller ID as Firestone.
Right.
And I let him go on for another couple minutes, and finally I just hung up and called the number back, and it went to the Firestone Police Department. So I talked to them about it, and they're like, yeah, we're having this problem.
So they spoofed the number.
It's pretty realistic.
Yeah.
What's that?
They spoofed the number.
They just cloned it. Yeah.
And so it showed up on caller ID, but when you called back, you got the real department. That's really, wow, that's
Correct.
something. Yeah. So but this was how long ago?
Well, maybe a year or so ago.
All right. Thank you for telling us about that, because a lot of people don't realize that the actual number can be cloned, the real number. So you're thinking there's no way it's real, and it is real. Okay, somebody had a question about if you put beneficiaries on all your accounts and you have a beneficiary's deed, do you even need a will? That's a good question, Dan McKenzie. I mean, if everything goes at death through a beneficiary, what would you need a will for?
You can't get beneficiaries on every single thing. Like your personal property and your house still,
Okay,
you can't designate
you're right.
beneficiaries for that. So there's still going to be some items.
You can get a beneficiary's deed for your house, right?
You can for your house,
Right.
yep, but not the stuff in it.
Right.
It would be surprising me if you could get every single thing designated. But so I still like to have the document. I still like to have the person name. But yeah, the beneficiary designations are in front of the will. And so if you feel like I've taken care of, almost everything with these beneficiary designations, arguably, you don't need a will.
Okay. And then how often, when it comes to updating a will, how do you know the update is real? How do you know? Do they substitute the old one, or do they make an amendment? Do they substitute or make an amendment?
You can do either one. I mean, you can either do a whole swap out, or you can just say paragraph 2 now says this and execute that. The important thing to understand is that the amendment or the change also needs to be executed with the same level of formality. So if you have a will that was witnessed and notarized, that amendment also has to be witnessed and notarized. People will cross things out on the will and initial it, or they'll just add something, and it's like, no, we need witnesses and notaries.
Oh.
Now, did you say you had a question for him?
Yes. Dan, on the probate, let's say at death, you got to probate the will. You don't have a trust.
Okay.
What is there a time period? Let's say you file the will or go into probate like 2 years after the person died.
Yeah, that happens.
Is that legal?
So the statute says that the probate is supposed to be started within 3 years of death. So you can take quite a long time, actually. We've started probates much later than that when we found out the person had some hanging real estate out there that people had forgotten.
Really?
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't know that. I thought it was like 6 or 7 months you had by law.
Usually people are motivated because they're like, I don't want to keep carrying the cost of this house. Well, we got to get this house transferred or sold or whatever. So most people are not waiting 3 years, but you do have up to 3 years.
And who bears the cost of probate up front before everything is disposed of?
I mean, that's sometimes a challenge. It's not real clear, but somebody is interested. Again, if you're just like, we got to get this house figured out. We got a house sitting there with a mortgage. It's got insurance. We got to make sure that it's being maintained. Like somebody's got to get out there and get this process started so we can sell it. So they need to come up with the money.
Okay. So anyway, somebody wants to know what taxes do heirs pay. This is really misunderstood, but most of the time there are no taxes when you inherit something unless taxes haven't been paid. For example, if you get a qualified plan, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you inherit a qualified plan where taxes have been deferred, those have to be paid, right?
Correct.
But they're being paid on behalf of the deceased.
No, they're paid. It is declared as income by the person receiving.
Oh, it is.
They
It
pay
is.
their income rate at it.
Okay, so they pay their income rate tax.
Correct, yeah.
So that's the only time though taxes are due on an inheritance.
Correct. I mean, some states have inheritance taxes, but Colorado's not one of them. So it depends on where you live.
Right, and if you get an account where taxes have not been paid, that's where you pay.
Right.
But I didn't realize you pay according to your income.
Yeah, it's a problem because most people inherit money probably when they're in their 50s and probably earning as much as they're ever going to earn in their life. So they're already in the highest tax bracket they're ever going to be in.
All right. So if you inherit qualified money, can you put it into a qualified account, or do you have to take it as
the taxes first, and then you can do whatever you want with it?
But you have to pay the taxes, and you have to pay the taxes on the entire lump sum.
No, you get it's complicated, but you get 10 years to pull those funds out of that, unless you're a spouse.
So you can do it over a 10-year period.
Yeah,
1/10 a year.
Yeah, but we got a lot of clients who have over, well over $1 million in their retirement accounts. It's like, okay, that's me $100,000+ a year. That could bump you up a tax bracket or two.
Okay, and by the way, I don't want you to be confused. We're not talking about inheritance tax or income tax. There are no income taxes or inheritance taxes on anything you inherit except where taxes have not been paid. If the money has never been taxed or the item has never been taxed, that's when you pay taxes. If I inherit then artwork, I don't pay income tax or any inheritance tax on the artwork. If I sell the artwork, I would pay tax on increase in value from the time of death, right?
Right. So if you inherit something like that, you should get it valued because you want to make sure that whatever value it is at that death, that's what eventually when you sell it, that's going to be your basis.
All right, we have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. Stem cell therapy at its best. DenverRegen.com. I can't say enough about these guys. They can do amazing things with lower back, elbows, shoulders. DenverRegen.com.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver. An iHeart radio station. Ryan Schuling, mornings at 6. Dan Kaplis, afternoons at 4. This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW. Now, impact traffic.
Here's a look at the roads across the metro area this afternoon. There is a stall in the left lane on southbound I-25 at Thornton Parkway with slow traffic from 120th. A crash off to the right shoulder on eastbound I-270 at Quebec, causing backups in that area. Also a stalled vehicle on southbound I-225 at Alameda. The rest of the roads are looking pretty good on this Thursday afternoon. I'm Vida Urbonis with traffic.
This report is sponsored by King's Hawaiian Sliders. Nothing brings friends and family together on game day like delicious King's Hawaiian Sliders. Bring them to the big game table and be the real MVP. Pick some up this weekend in the bakery or deli section of your local store. Football and King's Irresistible Hawaiian Sliders. There's nothing like it.
Hey, if you're looking for a steel building, a metal building, you're going to be happy to know there's a factory right here in Colorado in Grand Junction, and they go direct to the consumer in all 50 states. So if you're truly looking for factory direct, look no further than GreatWesternBuildings.com. 100% American steel, guaranteed for life. And when you get their factory finishes, they're guaranteed for 40 years. GreatWesternBuildings.com.
That's pretty good, isn't it?
It's okay. It's different than anything I've ever had it's different than anything I've ever had. You think it's better?
question for Dan.
All right.
That's in their name. Something that's in their name that they found that's their another. But maybe the procedure for opening it. Yeah.
Three of them side by side laying down them chemtrails.
Mm.
myway.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-8255. Okay, so somebody had a similar thing happen. Their employer sent the direct deposit to another account and said that they got the request from the employee, but the employee never sent it. Again, we're having a number of these happen where who's at fault? I mean, I would say if I went to work for someone as an employee and I had a direct deposit and it was never deposited, they didn't pay me.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, they can't come to me and say, sorry, you were hacked. I mean, first of all, we don't even know if they were hacked. And somebody texted me on that note and said, let me find it. It said that it's simple enough to have network specialists do a forensic on the company's email server and determine if the email actually did come from the vendor. If it did, technically, then they were hacked.
Yeah.
And it could be their problem. But if it wasn't through their server and it came from just cyberspace somewhere and they just pretended to be that company, that vendor, how can that vendor be held responsible for that? They can't be.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's like if there's no negligence, that's right. Like if you were hacked, like in this day and age, as a business, you have some responsibility to be putting in firewalls and backups and doing various. I mean, we all get those emails that have those big yellow, messages on it.
Right,
This
right.
is coming from outside the organization. I mean, we're all trying to do stuff. It's not foolproof by any means, but who was hacked and how much effort had they put into not being hacked? And if it wasn't much, that's probably the party that should be responsible, in my opinion.
Okay. I love this one. This comes from a contractor who shall remain nameless and says that they did some changes from the original $42,000 contract. They did some changes and everything came to $54,000, but the homeowner saying, I didn't know it was going to be that much. There were no change orders. The homeowner doesn't want to pay 12 grand more. And the contractor says, well, that's how much it costs. But what do you do in a case like that? You're contracted to do the job, and the homeowner verbally asks you to change it and to add some stuff. And you as a contractor, it's on both of you. It's on both both of you did something wrong and you didn't clarify it. Yeah. But what happens now? That's the thing. The contractor wants to know what happens now. Do I have to take just what they want to pay, or do I get what's fair? What do you do in a case like that? That's a weird one.
Yeah, I mean, we write these contracts down even when it's not legally required because of these proof issues. Most contracts that I see involving contract work say any change order is going to need to be in writing. Any modification to this agreement needs to be in writing and signed by both parties.
Okay, and if it's not, then what, though? But so even if it did say that, what does that mean? That contractor did those improvements free?
I mean, the contractor could probably sue for like unjust enrichment, right? Or like there's no contract. This is just unfair.
That principle, I always hear people talk about quantum merit.
Yeah.
Meaning you get something and you pay for the fair market value, kind of.
Yeah.
Because you got the value of it.
Yep.
Now, you can't do that if it's an actual mistake. For example, if you go to a neighbor's house because you got addresses mixed up and you put a deck on the neighbor's house, you can't then ask them to pay for that deck. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Right.
No, but this means if you do work for someone, like in this case, if that person got an extra $12,000 worth of stuff and they don't want to pay it, they would be liable to pay it. They saw the contract. Well, they would be liable to pay something, whatever the fair market is, because they saw the contractor doing the extra work. Yep. They didn't stop them.
Yep.
They're not denying they asked it to be done. They just said, I didn't know it was going to be that much more.
Yep.
So it can really go either way. And because I went and I pulled out some gray areas that we had. And there's another one that came up a lot. Restocking fees. This is very interesting. This is back when we decided this, by the way. This is already a past problem. The customer paid $3,800 for a sofa, a sectional, and they returned it because it wasn't the right color and all that. And they were charged a restocking fee, but they said nothing ever said there would be a restocking fee. How can they arbitrarily charge a restocking fee? And back then, I'll tell you what our attorney said back then when we handled that problem. Anyway, we got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
Now, impact traffic.
Here's a look at the roads across the metro area this afternoon. There is a stall in the left lane on southbound I-25 at Thornton Parkway with slow traffic from 120th. A crash off to the right shoulder on eastbound I-270 at Quebec, causing backups in that area. Also a stalled vehicle on southbound I-225 at Alameda. The rest of the roads are looking pretty good on this Thursday afternoon. I'm Bitter Urbonis with traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Our American Stories podcast.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. On our next episode, we'll share the story of one of the most eccentric generals of the Civil War, Dan Sickles. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
If you need a criminal defense attorney for any kind of a charge, whether you're guilty, innocent, or made a stupid mistake, it doesn't matter. You get flat rate pricing from Joe Lazzara. Flat rate pricing. First, free initial consultations, 303-429-6200, 429-6200. Gravina's. Do you know what I like about Gravina's? Not only do I like the fact that they've been around for 65 years, I like the idea that it's still in the family, Gravina's. Actual family members, from the granddad to his son to the grandson, Nick, who now has the company on 950 West Evans. If you're looking for windows, they have 50 lines of windows, so you're bound to find the right one for you. They also have multiple windows and doors and siding as well, multiple brands. Gravinas.com. Beautification with energy efficiency and low to no maintenance. 303 Gravina.
I think you kind of hit the nail on the head when you said spending way too much time.
Are you whispering? So get me in touch with your guy that does oil and gas and ask him the best way to. I was told that, okay, my oil and gas properties, they're done with deeds, right? They're at the county level. So if I have hundreds of thousands of dollars in royalties, I literally would have to do a beneficiary's deed in every county.
Yep. Yeah, it's a nightmare. I've been dealing with it on several times. Yeah, problem. There's just no way to do it, just like in one fell swoop.
How though?
I don't have a great answer for you. I don't have a great answer.
People don't think about that. I mean, but your friend goes to an estate and parses through all that shit.
Yep.
They are.
And he probably gets them at a tremendous discount because he can do that.
Like it's a spouse who knows nothing about it.
Right.
I just about these things.
Right, exactly. And they didn't pay for them, so they don't give a shit if it's less than basis.
Good afternoon, Tom Martino Show. Oh, that would be John Fuller. And you want to, probably the easiest thing to do, he's got a website and basically it populates it. If you go to callfuller.com, you could do that. Hold on. Good afternoon, Tom Martino Show. Please hold. Okay, what can I help you with now?
HS and GOP candidate for U.S. Senate Sean Pond. Thursday on Ryan Schuling Live.
Hi, Tom Martino here. So on that sofa, $3,800, they ordered it. They want to return it. The merchant said they'll take it back and charge a restocking fee. The consumer doesn't want to pay it. We handled this a few years ago. And what our attorney told us at the time, and I think it holds true, returns, first of all, are not guaranteed. Transactions are final. People think returns are automatic. They aren't. People, when you pay for something and you get it in return, the product in return for the payment, unless they breached that contract, that's a final sale. You bought a couch, you paid for the couch. Unless the couch is defective, they don't have to take it back. There's no law that says somebody has to take anything back. You don't even need a sign. All purchases are final. I mean, people think for some reason returns for refunds and exchanges are guaranteed or they must be done. No, stores do it now because they compete with each other for customers, but it's not required. It's not required unless they breach that retail contract. You pay them. The thing you got in return was not what they advertised, or it wasn't, or it was defective. Then that's a different story. In this case, the sofa was not defective. So a return is a courtesy. And if they want to charge a restocking fee, they can. Period. Or they can simply say, you can't return it. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
And the restocking fee wasn't in the original sales order?
No.
Subject to
they don't have to tell you that. They don't have to tell. The reason they don't have to tell you is because they don't have to take it back.
Right. They don't.
That's the whole point. They don't have to take it back. Now, it's nice when they say all returns subject to a restocking fee, but it's not necessarily required because they didn't do anything deceptive. You bought the sofa, you returned the sofa. They didn't have to take it back. So what they're saying in essence is, if you want to return it, then we're going to charge you this. It's a negotiable thing at that point. Bo, did you say you had a question for him? Because if you don't, I have one.
No, I do. I got a pretty good one.
All right, for Dan McKenzie. Go ahead.
So Dan, regarding the probate. So
and we only have a couple minutes, though.
Files the probate. Okay, it's all finished. Then 6 months after the probate is done, they find out that the deceased person has a $10,000 thing in the Colorado payback. So how
you mean a benefit?
A benefit. Yeah, they found this money.
Yeah.
So how does that work? Do you have to open up? Can you open up another probate?
Okay, you can petition to reopen the probate that was closed. You have to tell the court why, but it's not automatic, but it happens pretty much every time.
All right. By the way, we are out of time. Don't forget, McKenzie is at 833-CO-PLANS, 833 CO Plans, or online, coplans.co. Don't forget to call us with help, information, referrals, 303-MARTINO. Save all your problems for us.
All right, you're clear.
Thanks, man.
Tom Martino at Real.
See ya.
Stay